So
Happy Saturday, everyone.
happy Saturday. Happy day ruled by Saturn.
Mhm. Today we have a really, really interesting topic because we're talking about something that I think everybody's talking about, but we're going to come at it from a different angle for real. So, Wanaki, you want to introduce yourself before we just jump into it?
I would love to. First of all, I want to thank you guys for doing this ride with me. So I'm excited to see how this goes. My name is Wanaki Halima, and I am a certified full spectrum doula and a spiritual dating coach. Yeah. So that is
Girl.
something that I do. And what I really am investing my services and my time in is helping women heal through shadow work and femininity, and then carrying them on to birthing their babies and postpartum. And I also specialize in all things womb and vagina. So that is who I am. You can find me at Wanaki Halima on all platforms, except for Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's four at the number four Wanaki Halima.
Thank you, Wanaki. Thank you for bringing a bright smile today. What's the weather like out there in ATL?
It's cold. It's like I should go back to the tri-state cold. That's why you saw me with my scarf earlier.
Yeah, that
It's
scarf had
cold.
to go though.
I like it. Like, you know what? I was
Mm-mm.
gonna put it on camera so that people could like say whether it was cute or not. But then I was like, I'm gonna listen to my good sis because I know you got my best interest in mind.
Yeah, but look how I'm on here looking rough today though too. So it's
It's
okay though.
Saturday.
Right. Like I'm not
Listen, you know
dressing
what
up for
though?
this.
No, but you know what though? You look like that, and you're saying you look rough, and people will look like that and think that they putting on. So
I'm done.
it's okay. You look
Mm,
beautiful.
we're gonna keep going because this is a real thank you, but it is what it is. This is a really good hot topic today though. Because did you see this headline yet? Derrick Jaxn, finally, I think it's the end of the situation.
Okay, so that's just so interesting because it wasn't even 2 weeks ago his wife was sending curses to people who did not support her marriage, and whole time her husband didn't support her marriage.
You got me crying. I'm not laughing at these people because
It's not
this
funny.
this is this it's sad, but she was cursing people and saying she wished that people would die and that they get sick and all this stuff. So
With
it's
Bible verses, like,
yeah. So it's crazy that people say stuff like this and then their world is crumbling. But the purpose of this video today is really not to gossip. We're all about solutions. And I
mhm.
think that I don't remember her name, but Derrick Jackson's wife, she could have avoided all of this by knowing how to properly discern and choose a good man. And then she would have never been in this situation. So this video is going to be 5 things you need to look out for when choosing a man. Because I'm telling you, Derrick Jaxn, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it because I know we already talked about this off camera, but my brain. I think some women though they do choose men based off of like survival needs, not necessarily like that was their first choice. Because this man has so many red flags, and I don't even like using the narcissist word because it's like everybody's saying this word now. But the first point that we came up with is a man that always tells you whatever you want to hear. Always, always, always. And we know that if he's always just say agreeing with you, telling you whatever you want to hear, telling you how you're always right, he never challenges you in any way. This is an obvious, obvious red flag that you do not need to trust what's coming out of this person's mouth. Like you and I disagree on a daily basis. Like I can never see myself dealing with a man that's like, I disagree with everything you say. Matter of fact, I'm just going to tell you how beautiful you are, how smart you are, how wonderful you are, and you don't have to ever work on anything. And then you go and marry a man like this. Go ahead and tell me what you think about that one, because
When you are in a relationship with somebody, whether it's platonic or not, like even when you mentioned our friendship, we have disagreements and we talk about it, and either we agree to disagree, or I learn from you or you learn from me. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, especially your spouse, like that was or is his wife still, you should be able to help each other grow, and a part of helping each other grow is being able to hold each other accountable. So, like, having those little conflicts are healthy for growth. So if you're with somebody that's constantly being a yes man or a yes woman, they're not investing in you because they don't care about having any friction. Nobody is perfect. And when you have that friction, you grow through those moments. Like, now you know how to talk to that person better. Now that person understands more of who you are, but he was not opening up himself to her that way. There was a missing link.
The next thing I wanted to talk about with Derrick Jaxn is how he cares more about social media and his image to the world than how he's actually living his life. And it's obvious to see like what matters most to somebody. If somebody cares more about the outside image and what other people think of them as opposed to like their real relationship with their wife, like
Mm-hmm.
that in itself is so
Let's see.
unhealthy. Like,
Better.
oh, you
Oh,
did
now you
it.
guys.
You
Yeah.
turned
Now you guys
it.
are all up in my business, though. Let me
No,
see.
you good.
Oh, it's about to fall. All right. Sorry, guys. You guys are going to have to be not in my business.
It's okay. I could see you. I could see you good though. But Nate, what was I saying? I was talking
You
about.
were saying being on social media and caring more about your image than.
Hmm. Yeah, like I think social media is like poison of today, but everybody seems to be on it. But one thing I do like as a man that doesn't have social media, I will say that. But I mean,
Ooh,
yeah,
she's giving out tips, guys. Pay attention.
I'm not thinking about the people on this live, but in my real life. but I will say though that he actually like the way he dressed, a lot of times he has a real tight shirts on social media. Every time he's pandering to women and giving out this fake advice, he's always thinking about how he looks, and he's always making like these faces, and just
Yeah, he does do that.
everything about his image was always like suspect to me. And I was like, people are really like growing this man's pages. I mean, didn't he get to over like 1 million followers?
Most definitely. And I believe he was doing like one-on-one coaching as well.
What was he doing with the women he was? You know what? I don't even want to,
Oh,
because they said like all these women came out about him, and I guess he was dealing with these women. But
and that's so interesting.
what type of women are going to him for counseling or coaching?
Women that look at his social media, because I didn't know that he was married until it came out that he was cheating on his wife. So if I would have been the type of woman to be like, "Oh, he looks good, let me get his training or whatever," then that's probably how some women were kind of like getting sabotaged. But then you know what? I also do believe that when you're attracted to somebody, we're 2022, we Google people. I do not believe that if you were really interested in him, that you wouldn't find that out. But what I do believe is I some women may not have known because I didn't know. And I would see him here and there. I didn't know he was married. Did you know whole time?
I honestly, I didn't really watch
He
Derrick
doesn't
Jaxn.
show his wife. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. You know what? I wasn't like a fan of his, but I would see him through these YouTube streets. You never saw him in the YouTube streets?
I seen him, but I will always like skip on his videos because I just didn't rock with the energy. And
Okay.
like I just every time he
No,
opened his
that's
mouth,
true.
I'm like, why do you
But
talk
you would
like
see
this?
him like even
No,
on
you.
other people's shows, like clips
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like, I just feel like married men who do they have children?
I think they do.
I didn't know he had kids. You see that? So I feel like when you see men with their families, with their kids that talk about their wives, Like, that's something that spreads like wildfire because people be like, oh, he's married. Oh, he's married. Handsome man is married. Handsome man. You know, it goes around like that. And I'm not particularly attracted to him, but I'm sure that he's perceived as being handsome, which is why he dresses the way that he does. You know what I'm saying? Don't, not the giggle, not the side giggle. But
Because
because
what?
I don't
No,
perceive,
no. No. I don't
not,
see. Yeah, he's not my type, but you know, huh?
but I
But
get it because he's like, I don't know if he's tall, but I mean, I don't know. Because I would say he's tall, dark, and handsome, but I don't know if that's true. You know, the whole time he's 5'6".
to somebody he
To
is.
somebody he is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's how he ended up in this type of scenario. But I do, you know, him tapping into the psyches of women is very much so manipulative because you're a married man and you know that in order to get a woman you have to go through her head first if you really want to get a woman attached. And I do believe he's an extremely intelligent man, and that's why he was able to get his wife so attached to him the way that she was, to the point where she was willing to utilize her spirituality and her God to curse people to death. So I do believe that the manipulation tactics that he was utilizing is far more vast than what people who are talking about his divorce realize.
Mm, girl, ain't that true?
He's extremely manipulative.
So
So
manipulative.
and I believe that he used his internet personality to kind of push on his manipulation. Like he's
Hmm.
like predator vibes.
Yeah, very much so. But honestly, I want to see if they have a daughter, which I believe they have more than one child, but I'll have to research that for sure because I didn't do my Derrick my Derrick Jackson research.
I know I usually do that part.
Yes, you do, but it's okay.
Look,
but
Derrick Jaxn started his career. I don't know.
But, but so he's a coach. So he coaches women. But at this point, I think that women should definitely stop buying his book, stop subscribing to his YouTube, get off
This
of
is
his.
gonna make him get more people to buy it the whole time.
But why do you think that is? I mean, is that the psychology of the people? Like, what is wrong with us where when something like this happens, we want to follow them more? Because I think when the cheating scandal came out, like he did jump, his followers jumped up, his book sales jumped up, which kind of veers me off a little bit into R. Kelly and him coming out with this album. Don't do that because I had to mention R. Kelly because it's the same thing. Like when he had all of these allegations that came out with him, like his sales skyrocketed. Like the streaming went up. Everybody was listening to his music. So it's like, why does this happen in a culture where if somebody does something really dark, that all of a sudden now they're popular again and now they're streaming again and now people are spending money? Like what is it? Is that a sickness that we have as a culture?
It's a sign of the time because there's something about what's going on overall, especially in our community, where people love that deep, dark element. People love that demon time. As soon
Hmm.
as they started saying, oh, demon time, everybody was like, oh, I'm on demon time Friday, Saturday, da da da. Like, people love that.
It's
There's
so
something
sinister.
that it's sinister, but I think it's also about kind of like the idea of not having to be perfect being comforting for people. So when you see people miserable, it's okay because it's easy to be miserable. It's
Mm.
easy to settle. It's easy to just do whatever. The thing that you have to put work in is getting what you want. You know, you have to put work in having the body that you want, maintaining the relationship that you desire, like earning the car that you want. Like people don't want to do that. People are in that microwave society where instant gratification. If it's not instant gratification, then I'd rather be on demon time because I can do that easily. It's easy to tap into that side. So that's where I really think it's coming from, that it kind of normalizes the person so that now you can have an excuse for you being a bad person.
Mm. I think you're absolutely right. And we say all the time misery loves company. But people love watching like a burning house. Like if you think about it, like in high school when everybody was fighting, they were like, it's a fight. We're all running to the fight. We
No,
want
not me.
we want
See,
I'm
that's
not.
where you go,
You keep
saying everybody
no,
was
no, no,
doing it.
no. When I talk like this, I'm always talking about the majority. I'm never talking about you and I. I never talk
Right,
about you and
but
I.
they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to
You,
be specific.
listen, specifically the majority of people, there if
Okay.
they hear fight, they want to run and see what's happening. If
That's
they if
crazy.
when they're like the house is burning down, people want to watch this
The
tragedy.
house burned down.
They want to see what's going on. Actually, they're gonna pull out their phones. Like, what was it like 2 days ago where this went viral on Twitter, where it was a fight in McDonald's. Like two employees were fighting each other. It's probably an older video, but I just seen it 2 days ago, and they were fighting each other at McDonald's, and all of the other employees were sitting there with their camera phones, just watching these two girls fight. And it was like in the drive-through, and the guys in the drive-through, like, like everybody's just watching them fight and they're recording. And I'm like, so you have grown men standing there watching grown women fight and nobody's going to do anything, right? We're just recording this. And this is like the state of society right now. This is the majority of people. So this is what, this is what we're seeing. This is what's going on. And this is what we like. We're attracted to this toxic culture. And R. Kelly is a sign of that. Derrick Jaxn is a sign of that. There was another one that recently came out with the same. Oh, I was thinking about Nia Long, and that scandal as well with her
Oh,
situation.
yeah. There's a lot of people that are going through that though.
TJ
Like,
Holmes. It's so many.
and
Oh,
just divorce in general, we can add probably like we can add Tia and Tamara.
mm,
We can add Wendy and her husband and whatever they have going on, Wendy Williams. Like there's a lot of people that are going through that. And I think it's really a sign of the times. Like if we wanted to go to the esoteric realm, then Mars is in retrograde, Jupiter is in retrograde. It's all these planets are in retrograde. And then if we want to go to politics, we can talk about how the sunshine protection law is coming out. And with that, no, okay, and then when the sunshine protection law comes out, it's going to force us to stay off of our circadian rhythm. And when we're off of our circadian rhythm, that means that people are more susceptible to anxiety, depression. And what happens when you're facing anxiety and depression? It's hard for you to connect with other people. It's hard for you to humanize other people's situations because you're just trying to humanize your own emotions, so it's a lot of dark things that are going to continuously happen. Car accidents are going to start going up more. Suicide is up by 4% since 2020,
mm.
and we haven't come out of that whole new kind of like, I don't know, generation that they're trying to create amongst us.
I will say, um, specifically because this video is about Derrick Jaxn, and we could spin this thing so many different ways because it is.
Yeah.
This is a microcosm of the entire society right now, though. This whole Derrick
Fact.
Jaxn situation. But I will say the third thing that women need to watch out for and have discernment about when it comes to choosing a man, so you don't end up in this situation, is stay away from effeminate man. Wait, we just gotta let that breathe for a minute. So stay away from a feminine man. Like, what do I mean when I say that, right? Because I can say the same thing to men when I tell them to stay away from a masculine woman. I'm not biased. I'm not biased. I mean this on both sides. And I mean this wholeheartedly. Because if you want something to last, then you have to really make sure you're dealing with somebody that's acting in their natural self. And it's natural for women to be more in their feminine energy, and it's natural for don't look at me like that. And it's natural for men to be more in their masculine energy. And if you choose anything unnatural and outside of that and expect to have natural long-term results, it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to take this any deeper because I don't want our video to be taken down. So all I'm going to
Okay.
go ahead.
What Okay, so what I would say is a lot of time we have to be very layman's terms. Now I'm an advocate for layman's terms. Ever since you highlighted that to me the other day in the other live, I've been trying to be conscientious of that because we talk on a certain level because of where we are in our spiritual journey and where we are as healed women. Um so what a feminine man looks like is somebody that is willing to entertain petty little arguments, somebody that is easily moved. So he's agitated very quickly, moody. Um, you'd have no idea what angle your relationship is coming from because he's not leading. You've been in a relationship with him for 10 years. There's no sign of a ring. Why are you even with him for that long? That's a whole nother conversation. So I want to be realistic. You're with him for 3 years and you still haven't met his mom. You're with him for a year and you know nobody from his friend zone or his family. You haven't met not one of his siblings. You have to be conscientious of what you're allowing to happen in your life. So if you don't know what's going on in your relationship, you're probably with a feminine man. If you try to talk to him about something and he's willing to argue with you to the point where you both are yelling at the top of your lungs, you're probably with a feminine man. If he takes as long as you do getting ready, you may be with a feminine man.
I'm crying.
If he has no problem correcting you, you're probably with a masculine man. Okay? If you know where you are going in your relationship, if he has said, it's time for you to meet my mom, and you guys are within the first, I want to be, because some people move slow, within the first 2 to 3 years, he's probably a masculine man. You know, if he holds you accountable, he's probably a masculine man.
Where you see that comment?
Okay, so Derrick Jaxn,
very feminine,
voluntarily,
very feminine man,
made a career out of getting involved in women's business.
Mm-hmm.
That is a feminine trait.
Mm-hmm.
Masculine men do not give women advice.
Not like that.
Me being a feminine woman, I'm not giving no man advice. Mm-hmm. I can speak from the perspective of being a feminine woman that you desire, and this is what I like, and this is how I am. I can do it from that perspective, but I cannot tell a man what to do because I am a feminine woman. A masculine man is not going to give women advice on how they should operate and navigate through life because he should not be able to assess and understand those navigations of a woman.
What does he know? He don't know nothing about being a woman. What is he doing?
On the contrary, because he's a feminine man, he can assess.
He thinks he can.
He definitely is trying to put himself on that level. So I agree with the way you're saying that. He thinks that he can.
He thinks
so
that he
if can. You think you can, you think you can, you think you can, maybe you can.
No, you cannot. And that's why people should not take his advice. And he needs to give refunds back to anybody who bought his little books. Because listen, where are you going to lead these people? Off the bridge like where you two are right now? Like I'm tired of it.
And you know what? That's why you got to do your research. That's why you got to do your research. Because if you do not do your research, you will be off the bridge. You will be nowhere to be found. You will be with him and his wife miserable. And you know what? Me being a child of divorce, it's selfish of those parents to have put their children in this scenario. So anybody that's watching that is a parent that has children of divorce, you want to make sure that your children are healing from that, because then it's difficult for them to be open to love. It's extremely difficult because you watch your parents who took the chance of getting married you know, because a lot of people don't talk about children of divorce. We talk about single parent homes, da 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 da. But a divorce home is a whole different category. So that being said, you want to make sure that those children still have access to their parent, regardless of how you feel about them, and that they also have access to other people of that gender, because certain things they may not feel comfortable talking to their father about anymore, because they view their father as somebody that can't love a woman because of all the things that the mom is saying, because those kids are going to end up with the mom. You know, that's how it goes. So the kids are going to end up with the mom, and in most cases, rightfully so. I will say that. And for different reasons, because women are more nurturing for different reasons, just innate reasons.
I may disagree a little bit with that, but I'll wait till you're done.
Disagree with?
I think boys, especially after a certain age, need to be with their fathers.
And I agree with you. So you're not disagreeing with me.
All right.
But okay. I do believe that in the beginning, because the mom should be breastfeeding, the mom should be nurturing that child.
At the younger ages. But once that boy gets over the age where the mother can't say anything anymore, send him to the father immediately. Go live with your father.
As soon as your underarm starts smelling,
right, go live with your daddy. Go live with your
dad.
Period.
Where is your father? I can smell you.
Right, and
go get your dad.
Yeah, no, go live with your dad. Bye. You visit your mom.
But for me, I'm gonna be like, go get your dad, because the dad is gonna be in the house. We're gonna be in the same house.
You keep talking about you. I'm talking about the majority of the situations out here that
sometimes you gotta talk about you.
You know, go ahead. We're gonna do both. We're gonna talk about us, but we're also gonna talk about the majority. Go live with your daddy.
So go live with your daddy.
Yeah.
Call your daddy, and you know what? And have their family involved as well, because you guys can't do it alone. And that's talking about the tribe aspect, because get the grandfather involved, get the uncles involved, get the aunties involved. Everybody should be involved, especially when those people are not in a union anymore, whatever capacity it was, because now those children need their tribe more than ever, as well as you.
And I want to talk about this comment that somebody just left, because y'all are funny.
Good.
Yeah, people are panderers. We're gonna get to the next point, because yes, we said that Derrick Jaxn is a feminine man, because he is a feminine man. And not only that, the fourth point with Derrick Jaxn was that he's always bashing men. So that was like a big deal. And that's a man to avoid, a man that's always bashing other men. Because what type of man bashes his own kind all the time? That's a sickness. That's like a mental health sickness, because why are you bashing men? And then women would flock to, I agree with this comment, women would flock to this type of man. I'm not listening to a man that just bashes men. I'm running away from you, because you have a mental health issue. Like, ain't no way. No, you do. Because what type of man is bashing men all day? That's like me coming on here and just bashing women all day. That's very strange.
Women do it.
It's unnatural. It's unnatural. So you don't know any good men. I say this to women, but I'm also saying it to men. You don't know any good men that all you do is bash men. And that's what Derrick Jaxn would do. And this comment said, yeah, this is what he did. Culture vulture. A lot of men called him out, but women thought that we were hating. And that's true. Women did, because women love to hear sweet lies. They love to be like, sung to sleep. Like anything that makes them feel good.
That's sung to sleep.
That's what women, if we're going to talk about the majority of women, we got to come on here and be real. The majority of women love being lied to. They love sweet nothings in their ear. And that's why men do it, because women respond to it and they like it. This is how this man got millions of followers. This is how his book sold. It's because all he had to do is tell women lies. And he made it a full-time career. And he made it a full-time career.
And you know what? That's so true what you were saying, to the extent of, wow, it's like, in order for a man to be appreciated by the bulk of women, they have to be lying. Because even to the extent of, and y'all gonna, I don't care.
Tell the truth.
Even to the extent that these women are walking around with helmets with crust on their foreheads. And men are pretending
like they don't see it. The wigs gotta go.
The wigs gotta go. They're pretending that, like,
the wigs gotta go. I'm tired of the wigs. No, I'm real tired of the wigs, because I don't even like seeing it. And I don't know how many. I'm a woman, and I feel like I just want to just rip them off their foreheads like that when it glues like that.
But you know what? The thing. Okay. There's
Right.
levels to it, right? There's
I know, but
extreme
we not.
levels to it. No, but the reason why I'm saying there's levels to it, because you're in Miami. When I was living in Miami, I used to be like, yo, but me being in Georgia, I'd be like, yo, I gotta have a hat on. Y'all talking about me with my scarf on and stuff. But the woman with the wigs on, they got a walking around hat. So
Literally
they're so
a
comfortable.
hair
They're
hat. Yeah,
so comfortable. And even with
it's
the
a hair
weight,
hat.
like, oh, and I'm looking at somebody right now with their man, and
Stop.
if something was to happen, she could not, no way, be protected by him. If something was to happen right now and they had to run and she tripped, he couldn't pick her up and keep going. Let me tell you. And that's something for you guys to think about when you know what? And I'm not saying that this is a weak man, because I don't know his strength, but she's got to be putting on the scale. She's more than him. Let's say that. So unless he can bench press double his weight, if something was to happen just now, she would be in a dangerous situation. And that's something that we all need to think about, because you cannot keep dating. And that's how you know he don't really invest in her. Let me tell you, that's how you know he really don't invest in her. Because if he was investing in, why are you laughing? Don't laugh. It's serious.
Funny. What are you talking about? I'm
Then
listening.
this person say they don't want to be a troll. That's because you laying up next to somebody that is triple your size, and if something was to happen, either y'all both would die or you would be the only one surviving. And that's not fair for your relationship, and that's not fair for the community. So we have to be honest with each other. I'm so serious. Like, I remember at one point I had gained weight. And once I realized it, I told my family, like, y'all act like y'all don't love me, because you should have said something. You
I
should have
tell my
said
friends,
something.
I'll tell you in a minute. I told you something today. You know I don't hold back nothing.
Right. She told me that I look like an auntie grandma. And
You
I could have been
did.
like, oh, you hating. Da,
did.
da, da.
You
But I
did.
looked in the mirror and I said, I might look like an auntie grandma. And now I look less of an auntie grandma, but I'm traveling, whatever. So this is what you guys is dealing with. But we have to get to the point where we're honest with each other. And if and women, we have to be self-aware, because if a man is not being honest with you, he really does not rock with you. He doesn't.
He
Because
doesn't.
it's
He don't care
extremely,
about you.
he does not care about you, because it takes more to be honest with you than it does to lie to you, because we know you're going to love our lives. We know that you're going to be comfortable in our lives. We know that you're going to continue on with us when we lie. That's why we're lying. Whereas to be like, hey girl, you got, your stomach starting to sit on your lap. When you came up the stairs, you were sweating and nobody else was sweating. Why you eating that KFC with that Coke? Come on, auntie.
And that, no, go ahead.
No, that's what it boils down to. Or even like with these wigs, stop letting your girlfriend come out with the wig back there. You do not care about her, and we all know it. And since we know he doesn't care about you, and we know that you don't care about you, because it's so upsetting to me, because people try to act like it's upsetting.
This video about to go viral just off you saying this. I'm crying.
No, but I'm serious. I'm so serious, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's levels to it, because I feel like you should do enhancements if you feel comfortable with them, but you still should feel comfortable looking the way that you look, because that's how you look. And men see it as you not being a confident woman. It's true. When you talk to men that are masculine, men that want to lead, they see a woman with a face full of makeup as somebody that he can just be doing whatever with, because she's artificial. She doesn't love herself. I can talk to multiple women because she's not going to stand up for herself. She's just about what I'm giving her. So if he's got a bag, he out here hustling in the streets, he could throw you $300 to get your toes and your nails done and be with other women because you just worried about the bag. It's a telltale sign for them. So when you invest into your natural beauty, he's going to know he's got to come with something substantial. He's got to be substantial. When he sees that you take care of yourself, you're working out, you're eating well, you don't put up with nobody disrespecting you because you respect yourself, he has to respect you. And that's why the Pookie and Ray Rays will stop talking to you. You'll find out the more natural you are, the more you invest in yourself, reading, in your future, you notice the type of man that you attract changes. All the women that were playing around with Derrick Jaxn, they got nothing out of it. They might have gotten a bag. They might have been able to be with a celebrity, sleep with a celebrity, quote unquote celebrity. You know what I'm saying? But they're not getting anything else out of it. There's nothing that they're walking away with except for embarrassment and more miles on their kuka.
On their kuka. I'm sorry.
Because any other word I would have said, I know we would have gotten things for.
That's good.
On their pocketbook.
Yes.
It's upsetting.
I had a whole point, but you're I'm just
come back because it's valuable.
I'm just letting that breathe too, because that was well said, and it is true. And you have the men. And you have the men on here that are saying that you're telling the truth. So it is what it is.
Women do not care about what men say. We know that. Women do not care about what, generally speaking, I care about what men say, and I know you do as well. That's why we invite men on our platforms. That's why we ask men to be a part of the conversation.
And I love them.
And I appreciate it, whether it's something that I agree with or not. I appreciate that opinion from a man. I grew up having to accept the opinion of men, of my father, of my grandfather, of my uncles, of my brother, and if you want to be with a masculine man, you have to be able to accept their opinion, because one, it could save you from being in a bad scenario, and two, you want to carry on a relationship with him. How do you carry on a relationship with somebody that you don't appreciate their opinion? If you want to be with a woman, just be with a woman, because all you care about is what other women think. And my wig is better than the woman next to me. Oh no, calm down, auntie.
Yeah, like especially in this is a good point, but especially in Atlanta, us living in Atlanta, where all the women are competing. They got BBLs, they got the fake lashes, they got the wigs, they got the designer, they got the jewelry, they got the nails, they got the makeup, everything looking real airbrush. And then I come in there, I'll be looking just like this, right? It's like I'm not in no competition with y'all. So it's like if y'all feeling insecure about something, that's on y'all. I come in there with my full confidence and my full self and my full realness, and I'm hyped and lit, and they looking at me like, what's that? Because you see my inner light. There's nothing external that I'm trying to compete with you with. It's the inner.
I don't know where she went. Was that her or was that
every
me?
time I'm on a live, somebody start calling me. Like, why people do that? That's a whole nother.
And I don't want you to miss your point. I don't want you to miss your point.
So it's an inner light that people are attracted to, that people love, your inner confidence, your self-respect, your self-love that you have. That's what people are attracted to, not because you could put on a face full of makeup and a wig and designer. And the people that are attracted to you when you do that, those type of people they have a lack, just like you have a lack by doing that. So the men that do want those type of women is because they're in lack themselves, and they're also searching for something external outside of themselves, because they don't have that sense of self-worth and self-love. So they're doing the same thing. That's why they need all the designer and jewelry and cars that are $100,000 cars. It's fine if you can afford it, right? I don't want people to misunderstand my point. Like, there's nothing wrong with nice things, because I said this in another video. People just miss the point. There's nothing wrong with nice things, but it's a difference between wanting it and needing it. Like, if you feel you need designer, I know people that can't leave the house without wearing designer. I know women that can't leave the house without wearing makeup. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't leave the house in your natural self without something external, you can't leave the house without your jewelry. You can't leave the house without lashes or a wig. You can't leave the house without something that makes you feel better about yourself. That's a sickness. And these are the people that need to go to therapy. These are the people that need to work on that childhood trauma. So this comment said, my son actually brought this to my attention, that we actually like women to be natural, how you both are right now. It surprised me with this observation the other day. And yeah, men, when I talk to men, they tell me the same exact thing. Like, they prefer a natural woman. And I just see this to be true all the time.
And you know what a part of it is? That The man wants to know what you really look like because he's
Yeah.
really trying to see who you are. And then you have this mask on. It's not making you more feminine. If anything, it's the exact opposite. It's making you more masculine because there's back in the day, the only people that would wear heavy makeup like that was drag queens.
Yeah, because
It was drag queens.
they were trying to look like women. And then you see Helen's comment here, and this is what I mean. Like I'm not like I feel like every time I'm on any platform, like my point gets like misconstrued in some way. You know what I mean? Because I wear makeup. You know what I mean? So I'm not against makeup. Like I
Nobody
was
is against makeup.
like I was just saying, it's a difference between wanting to wear it at times and needing it. Like it's a crutch where you can't leave the house without it. Those are two, or you don't feel confident without it. Those are two very different things, Helen.
Very different
So
things.
I am not against women wearing makeup. I'm not against hair. I wear hair extensions. I wear makeup. I wear dresses and heels. I wear all of that too. I don't need to though. I don't have to. I do occasionally. I
It's
don't
not a part
have
of your
to.
identity. It's not a part of
Yes,
your identity.
those are two very different things. So I don't want you to
So,
misunderstand.
well, Auntie Helen,
Anyway, go ahead.
Auntie Helen, this is what we're trying to say, Auntie Helen. When it comes to there's a difference between enhancing your natural beauty and shifting and shape shifting and creating a mask. There's a total difference. There's some women that do not even know how to do their own natural hair. They have never worn their natural hair. This is my natural hair. This is how I look for real. And not all women are going to be able to do that for different reasons. So we're not saying stop Maybelline, stop this. We're not saying that. That's not what we're saying. At least. So, but what I'm saying is stop creating a mask and start loving yourself enough to have enough confidence to be exactly who you are. Some women will not even be in the house by themselves without a wig on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going based upon what men are telling us.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons why my man is with me is because he always loved the fact that he didn't have to worry about whether I was going to get makeup on his shirt, or he didn't have to worry about, is her hair going to fall off next to the stairs as we're walking in the restaurant. Like that's something that, and it's not to say that I haven't worn extensions, because I have. It's not to say that I might not come tomorrow, my hair might be down my back. You know what I'm saying? It's not to say that. It is to say that I enhance my natural beauty, and I'm proud of the way that I look because I invest in myself by the food that I eat, by working out several times a week, by just pouring into myself and embracing my beauty and loving my ancestors and knowing that I am a part of them. So I love myself, so therefore I love them. It's just really about having a spiritual connection with yourself. And you will find that women that have to create masks to leave outside the house do not have that spiritual connection. They don't have much to offer because they're pouring into their bodies and their physical appearance instead of their emotional, their mental, their spirituality. There's levels to a being. We are onions. And when you're only worried about the shell, it's hard for the inside not to rot.
Mm. And not only that,
Auntie Helen.
yeah, Helen is saying that it's not true. Men just like telling. Wait, I can't even see it so small on this screen.
That's because she getting mad and she just like, da-da-da-da.
Men just tell you trying.
Men just tell you trying he likes natural woman because he is trying to get in your pants. Auntie Helen, well then they're failing.
Helen, we have all the men on here saying they agree. All of the men are. There's not one man in the comment section that's not agreeing. So you don't have to listen to us, Helen. Let the men tell you. Let the men tell you. I'm not a man. The men are telling you that. Are you reading the comments, Helen?
That's why I said they don't care about what men think.
They
care
don't.
About what
they
we think.
don't. They don't.
That's why I said that. Women do not care.
It's so weird. Like what? Like Helen, if you want to wear your makeup, okay, but men don't like it. Like I'm
Okay.
and
Okay,
I'm
Auntie.
right, and I'm talking about it, and like, yes, if you want to wear like a natural makeup, okay, but if you're doing overkill all the time, like somebody just said, where you have to look like a runway model all the time. Like, I'm trying to go
Well,
back to
you have
that
to look
comment.
like
Like, look
somebody
at this.
else.
Look right here.
Most men love y'all natural. It's one thing when we both go out and step out for the night and look nice, but having to look like a runway model everywhere you go. And then my thing
And
is
here's another one.
not
That's what I
just
tell my daughter. Here's another one. That's the real
that's
talk.
real talk.
Like,
Auntie
we're
Helen,
not making this up,
it's
Helen.
not us. It's not us, Auntie Helen. It's you.
I know. I'm not saying men don't lie, but I don't think this is something men are lying about. Like, why would
Auntie
they lie about
Helen.
it? Why would they lie about that?
Auntie Helen is gaslighting. You don't like what we're saying. See, that's a perfect example of gaslighting. Gaslighting is the word of the year. Auntie Helen, according to the Merriam Dictionary, gaslighting is the word of the year. And Auntie Helen, you are proving them right. We're not the ones saying it, obviously. And she's giving exhibit one, exhibit A, exhibit B, exhibit C. And you're still trying to say that we're saying something else. You know, be self-aware, because if this is triggering you, it's
It's
because you're
triggering her.
triggering yourself.
Yeah,
It has
it's
nothing
a
to do
trigger.
with us. And the thing is that it'd be different if we were sitting up here with a whole nother face.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Don't wear masks. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to be wearing masks.
You
If
made
you're
my
not,
no, sorry. You made my point come back. Sorry, when you just
go
said
ahead. No,
when you
take
just
it.
said don't wear masks. I love that you said that, because somebody said this in the comments as well. That is, it's fake. It's a form of deception. And mind you, this is coming from somebody who I wear makeup too. So Helen, don't misunderstand. But like right now, I'm wearing lipstick. Ooh. But listen, it's a but listen, but it right, but it is a form of deception when you
It
change, when
is.
you change your entire face and you're pretending to be something that you are not. Because what that,
Ooh.
when you're, whatever energy you're putting out, you're attracting the same energy to you. So if you're being deceptive to men, you're attracting deception back to you, and it's not going to come in the same form. It's going to come in a different form of him saying something deceptive to you just to get something, because you were deceptive first. So now you're getting that deception back in the form of words and him saying stuff he doesn't mean. And Helen, I'm trying to help here. So I'm not attacking women. I love
At
women.
all.
Women love me, and not in a sexual way. So don't misunderstand.
Platonic.
Just yes. So I think the way to love someone is to be real and honest with them. And men will lie to women that are lying to them. And I'm not saying and listen,
Mm.
so there are certain types. Men put women in different categories, right? So if you're out here being perceived a certain way and looking a certain way and dressing a certain way, like if you're wearing half clothes and you're wearing a face full of makeup and a wig, you're already presenting to a man that you're not confident, that you're lacking self-love, that you're desiring attention from males that are around. You're telling that man that. So all he's going to do is deceive you in the sense of telling you what you want to hear so he could get what he wants from this package that you're displaying. And I mean this with love. Like, I want women and men to get different results. That's why we're doing this live. I'm just saying, somebody said you can't go to jail with makeup. Yeah, true, but hopefully nobody's going to jail. We veered off all the way onto makeup and stuff, but the fifth point we had about Derrick Jaxn is that he's a man that always panders to women. Because somebody already said this in the comments, but don't trust a man that's always pandering to women. This is a deceptive man. He's never going to be able to have an honest, real relationship with anybody, even his friends, because he's a panderer. Like, I don't trust people like that. Like, if all you do is pander to women to make them feel good, like, I wouldn't be your friend. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're not being real. And then you're doing it for money. So to me, that's selling your soul for money.
Ooh, you said
And
he
if
was selling his soul for
you
money.
are, so if you're selling your soul for money, we can't be friends, let alone marry a man like this. Like, these are the types of people you need to look out for.
And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. You know what, too, as well? It's like if you're so focused on doing this with women, how can you maintain a relationship with me because you're purposefully drawing in all of these single women? It was like his career was set up for him to be a bachelor. And that's kind of like how he was navigating as a bachelor.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just looking at the comments. Why would men lie about this? I agree, you know. I agree. I don't see that being, something that men were lying about at all. And then they oh wait.
She's not saying, this is the thing, she doesn't care. She doesn't care that the men are saying it. It's what we're saying because she's only worried about what women are talking about.
Hmm. And every
I
time,
agree with that.
yeah, I agree. And every time that I think we have these topics where we're like holding women accountable and saying that they should change something to yield better results, the women will attack us as if what we're saying is just because we want to like bash women. And it's not, that's not what it is. We want women to win and get better results. So we're going to be honest. And then it's like we get attacked. We have pretty privilege. I we can't tell women who are not born beautiful to just live with it. If you notice, Helen, I don't know, Helen, have you noticed that the majority of women that are married are not the supermodel looking women? They're like average
She
looking
said
women.
we got pretty privilege.
Helen, the
Why are
the
you
typical
reflecting?
the
Helen, nobody said anything about being pretty or ugly. What we did say was don't wear a mask. You have to embrace your beauty. And that's why people end up with men that don't really appreciate them
hmm
because they only appreciate what they thought they were getting. And when they don't get what they thought they were getting, they start doing things differently and moving differently. And then now you're still in a bad situation. If you want a man to genuinely be attracted to you, you have to genuinely be yourself and you have to believe that you are attractive. Who's to say what's ugly and what's pretty? That's what you're saying. Somebody might look at us and be like, they're basic, or they might say
hmm
whatever. But the men that we are attracting are generally saying the same thing, and we are rendering results. So, since
hmm
we are rendering results, we are saying, hey, sis, this is how you get a man that really wants to treat you good and really wants to put you on as his wife. And this is how you do it. Be yourself.
mm.
So just because you do not want to be yourself because of whatever triggers you have going on inside, this is what we're talking about. Start tapping into yourself. Start being more self-aware. You feel like we have pretty privilege. Well, how can you get a pass? We're telling you, be yourself. Embrace yourself. Auntie, you're supposed to be Auntie Helen. Put my seatbelt back on.
And you know what? And like I was saying, the women that get married are not the supermodel women. We got to be real. The
No,
women that get married are average looking women that worked on their internal. Because men see past the external. It's not about being beautiful.
seriously.
Like, yes, men are physically attracted to beautiful women, but we're talking about long term relationships and women they marry. It's not based on the external. Yesterday, I did a live, and the man who was married said that what he loved most about his wife is her accountability. So men like women who are
Mm.
accountable, who are real, who could be themselves, who have a high sense of self love and self worth. It's not about your makeup and eyelashes and wigs. And this is not coming from what I think. This is what the men are saying. So Helen, it's not about the physical. Yes, you need to work on your physical and go to the gym and take care of yourself. That's a given. Everybody should do that, man or woman. But at the end of the day, work on your internal. Like this, like you've been doing a lot of I don't. What can I call it? um,
Me?
no, I'm talking about what Helen's doing.
Oh,
I
Helen.
yeah, Helen, you've been doing a lot of like I don't want to say attacking, but you're making excuses, and that's like opposite of being. That's
Ooh.
opposite of being accountable. And then you're
Mm.
blaming men and saying, "Oh, men are lying," and you're doing a lot of that, and that's not what men are attracted to, right? Like
Yeah, like, what are you
so
talking about?
and I'm not and we're saying this with love, Helen. Like if you want to get better results, then you should really heed what we're saying. It's not about attacking you personally because I don't even know you, but I'm just
Yeah, like Helen, Auntie Helen, you didn't even have to say anything. You didn't even have to say anything. You could have turned it off. So you wanted to have confirmation as to what you were hearing is what you were hearing.
And
And we get
deflecting, thank you. That's the word I
and
was looking for.
deflecting.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Auntie Helen, we've been giving you so much attention that this whole thing has been about you and Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be about Derrick Jaxn. Yeah.
And
But
whole time she's the co-host whole time. Like, auntie, just listen. If you, and that's something that men value, a woman that can listen. And if you don't
well
want to
said.
believe me, if you
Ask
don't
the
want to
men.
believe me, if you don't know, because she doesn't care about what men think, she cares about what women think. If you don't want to believe me, ask Young Miami from the City Girls. She says she cooks, she cleans, and she shuts up. And she said she does something else, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna replace it. But she did say that she shuts up. And since she shuts up, Auntie Helen, you want to get somebody who got surgery and all their makeup done and wears a weave every day, a lace front every day. Even Young Miami told you, shut up.
Shut
Sometimes
up.
you have to listen, and it's okay. Like I'm very outspoken. Balance is very outspoken. But when
Very.
it comes to us acquiring and attracting the man that we desire, in
Shut
order
up.
to allow him to lead and in order to actually hear what he's talking about, we got to shut up.
Shut up.
So, right now, I think from the rest of this moment on, we need to embrace Auntie Helen turning a new leaf and allowing her to shut up.
Do
So,
that for
thank
the
you, Auntie
yeah.
Helen.
Do that for your New Year's resolution, Helen. Try it out and see how it works. And I love this comment right here because I think this has a lot of truth in this comment right here, girl. Do you see this? He said, the more masculine the woman, the more they will try to look feminine. The makeup, the lashes, the nails, the wigs are her ways of trying to project femininity.
And I agree with that. And you know what? It's the same thing for the men. The more feminine the man, the more jewelry he has on, the bigger
Ooh.
his car, the nicer his car. You know what I'm saying? He's flashing his
Mm-hmm.
money. He's flashing his new money
Mm-hmm.
because old money you rarely see.
Girl, that's a fact though. And then the bravado, like the men who always have to be the loudest and they gotta take their shirt off all the time and they gotta
Yeah,
be
like
like
look,
like like look at me. Like it's
the
like
and the woman's doing the same thing,
and the
cheeks
women,
out the
yeah,
back.
that's the equivalent. Like the woman who always has to have her booty out or whatever everywhere she goes.
Yeah,
It's like we
yeah.
see it, girl. We see it. We
We
see
see
you
it.
in the Fashion Over. We saw you from across the street with the BBL. We see it. But it's
Ooh,
no, but it's literally the same thing. It's
or the
just that
shots, okay?
yeah, it looks the same like in men and women. Like you could see it. Like they're peacocking. That's what they call it. And
Oh, they're
in the
peacocking.
that's what they call it in the animal kingdom, right? Like
Yeah.
when the bird like flexes his wings and tries to do the little dance. Like that's what these men and women are doing because they want to be chosen. They want the attention. But the ironic thing is the real way to get the love that you desire is doing opposite of those things. That's the irony of it all. So you have to do less is more. You know that saying, less is more?
Less is more. Yeah.
Girl, they're saying shut. Yeah, because it's true. Some women do need
Hashtag
to just
shut
shut
up.
up. They do need to shut up. And listen, I say the same thing to myself. I would never say to a woman what I don't say to myself. Sometimes I'd be like, did you really need to say that, or should you just shut up? I'd be like, nah, I can shut up though. I'll be like, all right,
No,
I'm gonna
that's
shut
so true because you know what? One of the things that I've learned about myself and the union that I am evolving with my man is that I don't have to say much.
You don't. You do. You don't. When you with a real
And
leader, you don't.
you don't gotta say
You
much.
don't got.
And
You don't.
but in the past, there's plenty of men that would have been able to say, she talk a lot. She talk a
Yeah.
lot. She got a lot going on. She don't know how to keep still. And that would be accurate when I'm with a feminine man.
Yeah. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh. It would be accurate when you're with a feminine man, and that's why we need both people to be behaving in their natural as their natural self.
Correct.
Because a feminine man is going to attract a masculine woman. We're seeing that happen,
Correct.
and then they're wondering why
Yeah.
they're button heads because they're both being unnatural.
Correct.
So when
That's very true.
I got to give an example because it's example time. So
Ooh, okay.
yeah, like, okay. So earlier you were talking about like a man arguing with a woman, and that's very feminine. Men should never,
So
ever, ever
funny.
argue with women, right? But I remember I was having a discussion with my man at the time, and instead of arguing with me about something we disagreed on, like he was speaking, and you know how sometimes we want to like jump in and speak over a man, like a feminine man will be like, don't you start yelling and like try to match your energy. A masculine man remains firm, right? And he doesn't match your energy. Like he stays in his masculine energy. And this time, this man, he didn't try to like argue with me or talk over me or get louder or anything like this. He went like this, hold on, wait till I'm finished. And I was like,
No, you wasn't. You was like sprinklers,
yeah.
sprinklers.
Right? And I was like, yes, okay. And I shut up. It was
I
like,
know you did,
I shut right up. I was like,
and I know you did.
I was like, all right.
Okay, you were like, yes, sir.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you did,
Yes,
and
sir.
it's true because no masculine man is going to argue with a woman
You don't do
because
it.
now you on the same level.
Now you're more
Now
in your
you're a
feminine
woman.
energy. Yeah. And yes, you have to
Yeah,
have the balance of both. But at the same time, again, men need to rest more in their masculine and women need to rest more in their feminine if you want a long-term, successful, happy relationship. If you don't care about that, I don't even know why you're
yeah.
watching this. So yeah.
Yeah, if you don't, yeah, because what we're doing is we're being solution based, and we're trying to utilize the experiences that we're viewing from Derrick Jaxn and his wife, so that we don't make the same mistakes. And it's so interesting how women don't want to learn from other women's mistakes, and they don't want to listen to other men. I look the best I can with all the stuff. Oh, this is Auntie. Auntie, I just started reading it, assuming, and that's why you can't assume. Auntie Helen said, I look the best I can with all the stuff because folks treat you better than a plain Jane. If it didn't work, folks wouldn't do it. Auntie Helen doesn't listen well.
I don't think she's listening. I think it's like going in one ear and out the other ear.
She's
We
selective.
Yeah, I don't know.
We literally, all right, just for people who are tuning in now, oh, Auntie,
Maybe she is listening.
just when we weren't going to invite you to dinner, Auntie Helen. Auntie Helen, come back to the table. Just keep quiet, but stay at the table.
Pound, shut up. Pound, shut up. I like that.
You said pound. No, that was an auntie. Now you said well, auntie. It's hashtag, right?
Hashtag pound. You know what I'm saying.
I feel like the young kids is gonna be like pound.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. Hashtag.
No, and agreed. Hashtag pound. No, we're gonna say pound. We're gonna make that be cool.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Listen. And I have something to talk to you about too when we get off of here. But no. Helen, love and light. And I'm so happy you're here. And I really hope that this resonates and that you do pick up some jewels to what we're saying.
Why are you doing Auntie Helen like that? Why are you doing her like that now? Don't do Auntie Helen. Don't patronize Auntie. Auntie, I'm still upset with you. I'm still upset with Auntie because she was trying to like, but point the finger back to you, Auntie. I understand when you have triggers, but we need to utilize our triggers to navigate us through our self-awareness and our growth. Yeah. So Auntie Helen, I appreciate you for being here because now the viewers got to see how myself and at Balancing Coach woman. So if you're looking for somebody to receive guidance, and we both have very different approaches, I think today we kind of switched a little bit, Balance, because I'm a little bit more aggressive today than what I normally am, and you're a little bit more.
I'm more reserved
today.
Yes. Today.
So today. Yeah, just today. Just today. Trust.
Just saying.
But whatever the case may be, we are accessible and we want to be here to support women because, like I started out in the beginning saying, I want women to find men that are going to be with them for a lifetime. And I want to support them through the birthing process, as I already do. And that's something that I've dedicated myself to doing, my life to doing. So that being said, balance is doing something very similar, where she's coaching women through mindfulness and being self-aware, and we're both utilizing our femininity and shadow work to do the coaching. So reach out to us. We are accessible and we want to see you flourish. We don't want to be the only woman at the table. We need you guys to be there with us. We all are valuable to our community.
Yes, and our kids are gonna need somebody to play with. So
And
please.
Auntie Helen, I need a babysitter. So
Right? I'm just saying.
you
And listen to Reese here, Helen.
trust me, Auntie Helen. It's like he didn't say that. Trust me, Helen. We treat the natural chicks much better. I ain't gonna hold you.
Men
They
do.
know
They
they know who to play with.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff when I hear, like, because we coach women, so we have heard every story that you guys could think of. Stories that you see in a Lifetime movie, stories that you hear on a Tyler Perry movie, are people's real life, and they tell us the
Yeah,
tea. And I'm not
yeah,
going to tell people business, but sometimes I'm looking at these women like,
yeah,
you put up with what? He did what?
yeah.
Like, a man would never. I'm not even.
Let me tell you,
Not me.
I'm not gonna tell nobody's business. But what I
No, we're
would
not going to
say
tell anybody's business
is
because that's
I
not what we
coach
do.
strip. Absolutely not. I coach and I do readings for strippers. And let me tell you, the woman, and actually ask any hairdresser, ask anybody who has predominantly woman, ask a lash tech, a nail tech, the women who have their bodies done, that have a whole mask of makeup on, are getting their feelings hurt on a regular basis.
They get
The
treated the
woman who,
worst.
the worst,
The
the
worst.
women who are natural, that are embracing their femininity, are married, are engaged, have long-term relationships. They are being treated on a different level because they respect themselves, and a Pookie and Ray Ray that has nothing to offer cannot step to them because they're not in their league.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being natural is so powerful. Like, you see a woman walking around natural, even if she doesn't look as good as a woman with a whole bunch of makeup on, you see the confidence, you can smell it, you can see it, and you're like, why she look like that? And she walking around all smiling because she loves herself. And men want to be with a woman that loves herself because it's value in that. We bring more non-tangible um things to a man's life than we do tangible and materialistic. So he's naturally going to be looking for something that's not tangible, something that is not materialistic. 100, right? Yeah, balance is key. Not sure what fosters insecurities or interests of a woman wearing tons of makeup and accessories 24/7, but can encourage mental turmoil.
Yeah.
I want to say something, but I don't want it to be about that.
No, say it. That's why we're here.
Most people who wear a lot of makeup and cannot embrace their natural beauty come from broken homes.
Facts. Or no fathers
They
or a combination.
or a combination, because you naturally look for whatever you're attracted to, you tend to look for that parent to be nurturing, loving, to just exist and participate in your life. When
Mm-hmm.
you are not looking, free game, when you're not looking for that, or no, when you don't have it, you look for that. Your inner child carries on with you as an adult and looks for that. It's natural instinct. What we lacked as a child, we try to overcompensate as an
Compensate.
adult.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're trying to overcompensate as an adult, we try to, what can I do to make myself look better? What can I do to make people want to be around me? What can I do so that people will stick with me? I'm going to create a character of what I believe will be attractive for people to want to maintain a relationship with me, instead of being who they really are, because who they really are did not make their mom be involved in their life and be kind to them and nurturing, did not keep their father in the household, did not keep their father to even be there for their first steps. So they overcompensate as an adult, and overcompensating as an adult looks like having crunchy edges never knowing what they look like underneath their makeup, having the cheeks out the back, risking their lives for these surgeries because they have to create a character, because only that character could maintain a relationship. And that's where it's coming from. And that's why we're talking about healing. And that's why we're talking about building relationships with people who really genuinely want to be there for you for who you are and not the character that you have created, because you still will not maintain a relationship that way because you're always putting on for the gram or whatever it is.
Girl, you going off today. This you the spicy one
Because
today. I'm
it's
loving
you know what it is, because this is a topic that is upsetting for me, because
it. Mm-hmm.
I know people that really will not leave out the house a certain type of way. I know
Mm-hmm.
people who have gotten surgery, and a lot of them are my clients. And it took for them to be in a place where they can't do things that are non-reversible and that they're
Yeah.
miserable. And now you're dealing with a whole nother emotional and mental aspect where now those women are broken, not just because of what their experiences were, but because of the situations they created. And that's a whole nother level of disappointment in your life.
Mm.
So if we can touch women before they can get to that point, like Auntie Helen, and we can do better, that's what we're here for. So I'm extremely passionate about it.
I love that you're saying it, because we got to be real with the women. Because I want to give a real life example. I have a friend, and he likes to date young women like in their early 20s, and he's in his, I think, early 40s now, right? That he said he likes to have fun. This is where he is in life, no judgment, whatever. So
Yes.
he said he was really 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 feeling this chick, but she was so insecure that she went and got the BBL surgery, and he said he was so turned off by it that he just stopped talking to her. And he like dated her for months, and he really really liked this chick. And he's like, her insecurity is what turned him off. Like, he's like, how could you be that insecure? You look beautiful the way you were, and now you just look unnatural like a clown. So it's like he's like, I'm just
So you're gonna
no.
get treated like a clown.
And he treated her like one and just dismissed her to the point he's like, I will never talk to her again. Like, I'm so disgusted. And this is what we're seeing. Like, men don't want it. They don't want it long term. They don't respect it. And honestly, no, because I am right now, Atlanta, Miami, right? So those are the hubs. These are where these
Oh
women are
yes.
getting the surgeries.
And we
And
from the tri-state, so we got to
yes,
see levels of it.
yeah, yeah. So, but what I'm saying is they're making it so affordable too, where they can pay a monthly fee. They're
Yeah. Oh yeah.
financing their bodies,
Oh
like
yeah.
they're
Dr. Miami's
financing.
been doing that. Yeah.
But what I'm saying
And
is, we don't
mhm.
know the long term ramifications of what it does to your health. So we don't know what's going to happen. Like, is your butt going to be sagging, and what's going to happen in 10 years and 20 years? We don't know what that's going to do. And it's just really unfortunate that these women are getting under the knife.
That's
People
so
die on
sad.
the table. People have complications. People have blood clots. All these things that we're not talking about. But
Hmm.
really, it's all stemming from the childhood trauma and not getting the real mental health services that you need. Some people talk about they can't afford therapy. Okay, we're coaches. Talk to a coach. We're not even expensive. Like, it's not, there's always something you could do. And if you could finance a BBL, and if you could afford designer, you could afford a coaching session. So we're not even going to do that. But and then these wigs are not cheap. They're $500. They're $1,000.
Correct.
So it's about what you're spending your money on, and you should spend your money on your mental health and your spiritual
Mm,
health over
Ashe.
what you're putting on your body. So I mean, don't. It's a whole thing that we're doing. Hey,
I
hey
wanna
guys, go
I
ahead, go
want
ahead.
us to pay attention to how this gentleman said at the end, why do you think women are so afraid to be feminine? And he's
Hmm.
associating the idea of femininity
With
being the opposite of
yes,
wearing a lot of
yes,
makeup.
because it is.
So, like,
Go ahead.
just to make it complete, he said, I usually wonder a lot when I see women, how do they look without all that makeup? And then he says, why do you think women are so afraid to be feminine? So he's
Mm,
associating a masculine woman with wearing a lot of makeup. It's like the proof is in the pudding. How many times
mm,
do men have to say that they don't like makeup and that they don't want to worry, are you going to get it on my shirt, are you going to get it on my bed, what do you look like underneath that wig? And some men like women with short hair.
mm.
They like that. They know that it's hers. They know that
Mm-hmm.
it belongs to her. They like it.
Well
And
said.
many women that look like us don't take care of their hair and don't know how to.
Yeah, and
How
that's
does he know that you can take care of his child's hair?
I was gonna say that, yeah. Take care of your hair. Take care of your house. Is your house clean? Like, can you keep a plant alive? Just things that bring life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you do any
Yeah.
of those things? Because all of those things are like wifely qualities. You know, if you can't take care of yourself, that's scary. It's scary if because if you think about it, you know, like if you're covering up with a wig all the time, and people
All the
say,
time.
and some women say, oh, it's just easier, it's faster, and I agree. Like it, you know, it could be faster, but it's like, but sometimes you need to take that tender love and care and take that time and take care of yourself because it's like, are you a lazy woman? It's like all of those things factor in. And I know that it sounds like we're going in on women today, and this video is supposed to be about Derrick Jaxn, but this is just the natural progression of how the conversation went. So I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
it
but
really,
it's she got to take accountability too. It took
you got to
two
hold
people to
both
be in them
account.
people relationship. Yeah.
We didn't really talk about the wife, but basically we're saying that she should have looked out for all of these red flags before she got with Derek. And I think there's a reason why she bypassed all of these red flags to get with him. And people could say maybe he put on an act and he was lying in the beginning. And sometimes people do that too. Like they present to be something other than what they are later. That happens. I don't know how long they were dating before they married. And then this Derek
Man, they were
Jackson
like
came
college
out.
sweethearts. They were like
Mm.
college sweethearts. She knows that man, and he didn't just start doing this. She knows who that man is. She knows that he panders to women. She knows that he's a feminine man. She knows that he does not claim her out in public. That's why she's out here cursing people out with the Bible verses,
Hmm.
because she has to tap into somebody else to get her man straight, and whole time even that didn't work. That's she's
Yeah.
a whole different. She's a whole nother live. She's like she's like, if we talk about his wife, the live is 3 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, would you say that she's was trying to be manipulative with social media in her own right, in her own regard?
I think she was trying to pull together what little piece of self esteem that she had by coming onto the internet, because she wasn't willing to realize that she failed.
Hmm.
Because are you kidding? She had the beanie on. Nobody respects her out here in these streets.
Yeah.
So I don't think that if she was trying to do that, it's another L. If she's
Hmm.
trying to do that, because nobody felt who do you nobody feels bad for her.
No, but it just you just made me think about the Latruth family. You know, Latruth and his wife, and I
They're
want to
another.
I want to touch on them because this is another married couple. And this is what I mean. You guys got to be very, very cautious when it comes to these social media couples that people are talking about couple goals. There's no such thing as a couple goal. Like, you do not know these people, what they do behind closed doors, and how they're putting on for social
Ooh.
media. You don't know. So, like,
He not Helen Berry.
you know what he meant.
Because Helen is like, Helen, yo, you branded yourself tonight, girl. You better
Right.
start your YouTube, baby, because we
You know what
launching
he's
your
talking
career.
about.
I know, but Helen been the woman of the night. Okay, shout out to Helen. Shout
But
out to
that's
Helen.
but then you the social media couples who just they're always posting every day about their relationship. They're putting the world in their relationship. They got millions of followers, and then they split up, and this woman is playing victim, right? She's saying this man attacked me, this man did this to me, and I wasn't there, so I don't know what he did or he didn't do. But the fact that she's on social media every day talking about it,
Every day.
that's the part that's a little strange to
And
me
still
because
with her man. And still with him.
I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's very odd. And you got to be just careful of people who want to live their lives on social media like that, like the attention that they're getting. I think both of the Latruths, the wife and the husband, they both are very much attention seeking. Like, they love that attention. It's a dopamine hit for them. So that's another form of not healing where you need to go and get attention from social media like that. That is very toxic. So I'm like,
And you know what? It's
they both
very
red flags though.
they're both red flags, and it's really disgusting because there are people who are in domestic violence scenarios
Real, yeah.
that correct that can't leave or don't know to leave. And then you have these people that are playing around.
Mm.
They're playing around. And you know what? We as the viewers, it's our fault Because
Yeah.
if we were not viewing them, if we were like saying like stop posting this and leave,
Some
or
people
saying
are
like,
saying that though.
you know what? But the majority of the people
Are
are,
watching.
did you
Yeah.
see that? Or
Yeah, yeah.
let me share it. Let me do
Yeah,
this.
they're sharing
And
it.
you can see it from other couples like Krishan Rock and Blueface.
Mm.
You see it over and over and over. And there was a time, and even, you know what? If we take it all the way back to like our grandparents, our parents' days, when you think about Tina and Ike Turner, if they would have
Mm.
had social media, if
Oh,
they would have had social media, it would
that'd have
have
been
been something
wild.
for people to watch. It would have
Yeah.
been something that they marketed, because they marketed it afterward in her documentary movie.
Mm-hmm.
So in any movie about her, even in these songs like Ike and Turner, they do, they, you know,
It's true.
like it's something that we like have allowed to be marketed, instead of something that is okay, this is something that we want to tap into so that we can avoid it. It's something that we make be entertaining.
Mm.
It's just so sad like how the human mind works to make things that are unkind be something that you want to be like stimulated by on some level.
Mm. It is out of trauma to want to do that for sure. And yes, Snuggles, people do love watching chaos. They love it.
Oh
They
yeah.
love it. Like those shows like Snapped and First 48. All of these shows,
Snap,
those are real
Love and Hip
stories.
Hop,
Love and Hip Hop
um
is a fake. Yeah, this so
Housewives.
yeah. Reality television. I don't know how real that is though.
Not at all. And how much do we know is real of these snap shows? This All of this stuff is being created in addition to tap into just like the ratings. Like there, it's all about getting paid. So we don't really know the truth from the fake either way.
We don't, but I do know that these people are capitalizing off
Yeah.
of it,
Eat the
and
cake
then
anime. He said
and
eat the cake anime. He did say that.
yeah, but people are making a living off of it, one, and then the people that are watching these people make a living off of it are normalizing it in their own lives, and they're like,
Oh yeah.
okay, this is normal, right? This is normal to live this way. So you know what? This is how I'm going to live my life. It's like it's easy for people to make excuses for their bad behavior because they're like, oh, it's typical. Look, they're doing it on television, and honestly, that's not what healthy people are doing. That's just what they're showing you on television. That's what they're
You know
portraying to
what?
you, but that's not what healthy people do.
I'm starting to believe that it's not for your peers. So when we're watching, even though I ain't gonna hold you, these Love and Hip Hop people be in their 40s and 50s whole time. Whole time they be in their 40s, 50s, 60s whole time. So they're really not even our peers, and we're watching them. So I believe what I'm gonna say is 100% accurate, because we're looking at older people living these reckless, crazy lives. So they are grooming us. And what about the kids that come home after school and are being raised by the TV? They're grooming them, they're grooming us.
Yeah.
And it's not fair that we're allowing for this poison to portrayal. And that's why we're here doing these lives, so that women can see another perspective, because the media is grooming us. They're grooming the
Mm-hmm.
men, they're grooming the woman, and we're falling right into it.
Mm. It's actually
I'm
pretty
not gonna keep
sad.
being groomed. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm not gonna keep being groomed. And Helen, I hope you're not either.
I love that you
She's my
said that.
favorite.
What girl? Do you want to tell them what our next topic is? Pearl.
Cousin Pearl.
What's her? What's her?
So
No, go ahead. Go
you
ahead.
go ahead, because every time you say Pearl, it just gives me like
I know, like,
Cousin Pearl.
yeah,
Because I'm gonna do a good biography for
a
you
real,
guys
real
on.
good one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we gonna know more about Auntie. Sorry, I apologize, Auntie Helen. We're gonna know more about Cousin Pearl than what she wants us to know, because she is hiding behind black bodies to make millions and millions of dollars. And she has tons of ads and endorsements, and she's making so much money off of our backs, and she has no good interest in our community. If you are telling people that you are a firefighter, you must have took out a fire. And Cousin Pearl, I don't even think she's in a relationship. She's never been married. and she's got a school for women to find their husbands? How do you know how to do that? How do you know how to do that? I don't understand. I don't. You are telling me you are a chef? You better know what a grocery store is.
Mm, 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 mm. What's her name? Pearl.
Just pearly things.
Just pearly things. Just listen. And I want to say this because there are certain things that she says that hold women accountable. And I'm about holding women accountable. But it's like,
I agree.
well, we're not even gonna talk about it now. We'll talk
We're not
about
gonna
it.
do. We're not gonna do. We're
Yeah,
not gonna give her too much. We don't want.
yeah,
We don't. We don't
yeah,
want people. We want people to, now that you know we're gonna be talking about just pearly things.
yeah,
Tap in so
yeah.
that when we do the live, you could
Mm-hmm.
be on point and we teach each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that she is making a mockery out of vulnerable personalities,
Mm-hmm.
she is a vulture and a vampire, and people don't see it like that because she throws on some truth and she throws on some enlightenment, but whole time she's making a mockery out of our community because she's giving advice that she don't even know what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. And she's not a part of the community, and people could be like, she can still say, "Listen, we'll
She's
talk
leading
about."
you astray.
Yeah,
She's leading you astray.
we'll talk about it on the.
Literally, like, come to the water. I'll sell you a river in South Africa right now.
Girl, you hyped
Yeah.
today. Like you
No,
in a
because it's upsetting. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I
you
know,
turned up today.
because them people that believe everything she's saying, I got a river for you in South Africa. What's up? My Cash App is.
But so I did talk to a friend about this, and you know what he said? He said
Oh,
that technically Pearly, what's her name? Just Pearly? I don't know her name. Okay, Pearl. She's technically doing what every other culture is doing, where they're just capitalizing off of people of color. That's no different than football players, basketball players, using people of color in your beer commercials, or using
yeah,
them, or like selling them hair, or selling
yeah,
them, like it's literally the same thing. That's all she's doing,
that's
is
true.
like how Asian people are capitalizing off people of color, Jewish people are capitalizing off
It's
people of
true.
color, Caucasian people are capitalizing off people of color. Everybody
That's
is.
true.
So
But we on
basically,
that ass too.
yeah, yeah,
What are you
but
talking about?
we are the consumers. So he had a really good point when he said that, and I'm like, so what can
Man,
we do? Because we're always talking about solutions, right? And it's tough because we're fighting against a big machine right now.
a huge machine, but I do not fear
No,
things
no
that.
fear.
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely accurate what he's saying, and awareness is where it starts
Mm-hmm.
because I try my very best not to purchase anything that is not going to allow my dollar to at least cycle two more times in my community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a commitment that I made to myself that I've been able to hold true.
Mm.
But of course, I don't know what gas stations we own. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like making soaps, making lotions, all those things, I can do those things. But certain things we are going to miss the mark. That's not my concern because truly, I don't even want to continuously tap into the whole idea of race. And that's a whole nother conversation.
It is.
But, but my contribution by showing awareness to just pearly things is significant because she's leading people to poison.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally pouring glasses of poison because she does not know what she's talking about at all.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to start with the beginning sip of the poison, I'm willing to do that because there's already glass that's been drank. So if I can stop more poison, I'm going to stop more poison. Just because you drink some poison, what am I supposed to do? Did you keep choking, or am I supposed to help you resuscitate? What am I supposed to do? Keep you drowning?
I saw that she had over 500,000 followers. And I was thinking, who is following this Pearly girl? And not only that, like, is she like the new Kevin Samuels? I'm not. No, really, is she the new Kevin Samuels? Because
She wanna be.
but she might be taking that place. She might be taking that place.
Wow. She
That's
saw an opening. She's an
mhm.
opportunist. She saw an
Yes,
opening.
right. But the fact that so many people are really digging what this chick is saying, because just like Kevin Samuel, she'll throw some logic and truth in there. Like, there is not everything she
But
says
I
is off.
wasn't mad at Kevin Samuel. See,
But he was a part of the culture, so it was different. And I'm different from you, because I was mad at Kevin Samuels because of the
I
way
wasn't
he.
mad.
I was mad at the way he was breaking these young girls down. Like, they was broken down. Like, they was broken down.
Why are
Like,
you coming on the? Why are you coming on the? Why are you coming on the screen with a bonnet on and crust hanging out your nose?
I agree with that. I
Why are
never.
you telling? Why are you telling him that you have 5 kids with 6 different baby daddies and now he's realizing that you're pregnant again?
Nah, he was right.
No, that's a setup. That's a
Mm,
setup.
he was
So
right,
I
but
I
it's all about the way you say it, though. He was
paying him
right.
to be
No,
on the show. Was he paying him to be on
you
the
would
show?
think
Were
so.
they doing?
You would
We
think
don't know.
so.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's layers, but at least I believe it's different because she's layered sabotage. She's 100% layered sabotage because she's never been married. She's
Mm-hmm.
not from the culture. She's only bringing on people on her shows that don't look like her. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anybody, even if it was somebody that was white or Caucasian, they didn't look like her. They
Yeah.
weren't like, you know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were
Facts.
still trying to tap, they were still part of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
So she's specifically putting herself on a hierarchy by
Mm-hmm.
coming to people talking a
Mm-hmm.
different way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's like really a vulture, like she's a predator. She's
Culture vulture.
looking for, she
Yes.
is, but she's like a predator because she knows these women are weak-minded. She knows these women are lost. She knows that they're looking for somebody
Young,
to tell them what to
dumb,
do.
full of, you know.
And she's popping up looking like somebody's third grade teacher, you know? And it's hard not.
Did you see the video where she was like saying, she was like telling women to rate themselves like Kevin Samuels used to do, and then the woman would be like, oh, I'm above average or whatever. She was like, no, you're not, you're average. Like, most
What
women think
about
they're
her?
she's very average. It's like most women think they're so
Below.
beautiful. She's like, most women think they're so beautiful, but they're all average. No, then she said, I'm average too. That's what she said. She's like, yeah, like, you women think that you're above average and you're not. You're just average. And you know what?
It's a different kind of average though.
Right, girl. And actually, that's true. A lot of women do think that they're up here. They may not be, but that's another point in itself. But it's like, okay, but why are you talking to these women like that? I don't know. She rubbed me the wrong way.
And then
And
my
this is
thing
why
is,
I'm going to
why
have
are
that.
you talking about your rating based upon physicality?
Yes, she
Like,
is.
she's not talking about nothing else because she's
Just like,
talking to women.
but Kevin Samuels did the same thing.
No, he used to say, "What are you bringing to the table?"
You're right. But first, on his little scale from one, what was it, 1 to 10? Rate yourself from 1 to 10. So what do you mean? Rate myself on my personality? Rate myself on my physical? But no, no, no. But
See,
he was talking
but
about physically. He was talking about physically though.
but you know what?
And then he'd be
You
mad. He'd
see,
be like, "You're not a 10. Or you really think you're a 10? Come on, Beyonce or Kelly Rowland's a 10 or whatever he would say. Like,
see,
come
and
on."
I don't know if everybody would agree with that.
That's what I'm saying, because he was biased. Like, I've never heard anybody be
Yeah,
like,
but look at him. He was like somebody's uncle. Like, honestly. So it was like, it was layers of him was just so strange because he was giving me very much so cis whole time. I'm not even
right.
gonna hold you. Anybody who knows me knows whole time. So for me, like, cis is gonna rate you like that because he not worried about nothing else.
I'm glad you said
And it
this,
was
Snuggles.
allegations.
Snuggles be we no, go ahead, and then I'm gonna address Snuggles.
No, I was just saying there was allegations, so he might have been cis. You are blaming someone being able to get an audience and people that volunteer to go on it on her
See,
panel. No, you're sit with Auntie Helen. Oh,
I'm
Snuggles is popping. Snuggles be on the live like
Hey,
Snuggles
Snuggles.
is lit. Hey Snuggles, how you been? Snuggles, where you been at?
Right.
Miss
You
you.
haven't been doing your job. Always come and bring the smoke. But listen, Snuggles, I'm not, what did you say, blaming someone? I'm not blaming them. Snuggles, you must have just came in because I literally
Ooh,
said she is
ooh.
capitalizing off of the culture. She's getting
Snuggles was there the
views
whole
and she's,
time. Don't even
no, she's
don't
getting paid and she's getting views based off of our culture. That's what I said. And I'm not saying I'm blaming her for it. I said,
yeah.
what's her purpose? Is it actually to capitalize off it and get money, or is it to actually help? Because you need to know the difference. Don't follow somebody that's just there for money because they are going to lead you astray. If she's there to actually
True.
help, she wouldn't be doing a school to teach women how to get married and not be married.
Every time you say that, that makes me so upset. And you know she about to make bank off of that.
And she making money. She's eating off of us and getting paid and leading women astray, telling them she's going to teach them how to be married. And she ain't married. Where is she leading them?
And you know what, Snuggles? Just say you signed up. Just say that you signed up for her school. Because there's no reason why you're trying to make it gaslight like, oh, you're trying to act like, no, we never said. We're holding the women that are on the show, we're holding the men that are on the show accountable by saying, why are you guys going on her show? We're trying to figure out where the attraction is coming from. We never said, Cousin Pearl, get off of TV.
Right.
Why are you doing that? Because
Right.
you don't know what you're talking about. Stop teaching us how to take out fires when you don't even know how to do that. You've never took out a fire. She's never been married, and she's trying to teach people how to get married based upon what? That's what we're trying to say. So cousin Snuggles, tell us why she's doing that. Don't tell us that we're blaming her. That's crazy. These people say they just be trying to make you be mean. Now, if we need to get the Patreon. We need to get the Patreon going on because
Yeah, we are going to do a femininity school. That's what we're going to do.
oh, now say something about that, Auntie Helen. Dysfunctional relationships is Black culture.
I'm going to answer that,
What, Mr. Bobby, right?
Hey, Bobby, it's good to see you. Thanks for supporting. And thank you guys for liking this video because you guys know when you like it, it goes out to more people. We're actually streaming on Facebook and YouTube. And we've been here over an hour today because old girl over here is hot today. Wanake's turning up today. But I really appreciate the love and that you guys are liking and subscribing and really, chilling with us every Saturday. Like it's cool to have you guys, even though we were late today again, but we had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Last night, y'all, I was up super late and I didn't get to bed late till really late. And this girl, anyway, but
No, not in this
basically,
girl.
no, I was gonna say, and you busy today? That's what I was gonna say. That's why she in the car
I'm
because
busy every
she
Saturday
got a
when
lot of
you.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
But Bobby, to answer
Oh, I
you,
shouldn't have been doing that. That's
you
crazy.
said dysfunctional relationships is Black culture. Bobby, what's Black culture? Because if we're looking at the statistics of the country, technically, if we're going by statistics, I'm just saying, if we're going by statistics, I mean, there's a lot of dysfunction in the culture. And honestly, that's the majority if we're going by statistics. I'm not saying it should be. I'm saying, what do the statistics tell us? So you really gotta say, I'm not saying it should be. What I'm saying is, what is it actually? I'm very logical. It's not about how I feel or how I want something to be. I'm looking at what it is. What does the math say? What do the numbers say? And the numbers are saying that we got a lot of dysfunction in the culture.
What I would say is that everybody has dysfunction. Every culture has dysfunction.
But we're speaking about the
difference is,
majority.
wait, let me finish. I didn't
No.
even speak.
I just want to say that to him. Go ahead.
Oh, no, every culture has dysfunction, but the difference between our dysfunction and other cultures' dysfunction is it's on TV, it's in social media, we can see it everywhere. It's something that we have kind of like allowed to be normalized as a characteristic. It's something that we've normalized because other cultures, you may be able to find it, but ours has been monetized. That's the greatest difference. You make more money out of Black dysfunctional relationships than you do out of anything anywhere. So it's something that has to be addressed because it's something that has been so prevalent where all of us can view it.
You want to address it, or you want me to address it?
I don't have anything to say.
I will say this, Bobby. Like, we could say she's doing these things in the UK. I've seen her on several American platforms, and YouTube obviously is a platform for everyone. So it's not just the UK. She's streaming very heavily in America, and she has a lot of logical points. She says a lot of things that we say. That's not the point of what we're talking about, though, at all. It's like you said she goes off on the feminist mindset. So do we. We're anti-feminist over here. We're pro-family. We're not over here saying that women should be feminists in the sense of what it is today. So I mean,
Oh, in no sense. I'm not from the beginning to the end. For me, I've never been a
what
feminist and I've
there
never
there you
supported the
go.
feminist movement ever.
There you
Never.
go. There you go. So we're not saying anything different than what Pearly, what's her name? I don't even know her real name. That's what's making me mad. Pearly something. But it's like I
She's
didn't
a
say,
mess.
so it's not about, if you think about it, if that's the case, then why doesn't she have every type of woman on the show? The feminist movement didn't start with Black people. It didn't start in our culture. So why is she not? First of all, more white women are feminists. So why isn't she talking to white women on her platform?
Ooh, that's a really good
This
point.
is what we're talking about. Okay,
That's a
so
really good
we're
point.
not going to make it seem like, oh, just Black women are like this. No, Black women are copying white women, not just their mindsets, but also their hair and their everything else they're doing. Okay, so this is a mindset of a lot of women today, a lot of modern women, regardless of their color. This is the mindset of a lot of them today. The problem that I have with Pearly is that she's only addressing us, and she's not of the culture. So why doesn't she have white women that think like this, Indian women, Hispanic women? Why aren't they on the show too? That
Right.
and they have the same feminist mindset. Like, why is she
Right.
only capitalizing off of people of color is my point. And
Right.
she's only dating people of color, and she's obsessed with the culture as a whole. So it's not just about the feminist movement, because I'm anti-feminist. She's anti-feminist. So I just want to make it clear, it's not about her points. But I love that somebody said,
Yeah,
no, go ahead.
that's so true. Because but my you know what? It would be so kind if this got back to just Pearly things. I hope that's her name because I don't know why I'm calling her that, but I think that's her her at
Just
her
Pearly. And we're
something
not
like
being, we
that.
just really don't remember. I'm not trying to be
I
funny.
really, for real, because she's not somebody that I would take information from because I'm the type of person, if you are not a married woman, I'm not taking no dating advice from you. I'm not doing it. I'll
There you
listen to
go.
what you're talking about. I'll listen to what you're saying because I appreciate everybody's opinion. I can learn something from anybody, but I'm not taking your advice to heart. I'm not going to do exactly what you said because do you know what you're talking about? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's just me because I'm logical. And then not only that, but if you look at her show and the shows that she's on, her focus is not the UK. Her focus is woman of color. You
Mm-hmm.
could be a woman in color in South America, North
Anywhere.
America,
Mm-hmm.
Africa, anywhere. Woman of color are everywhere. Her target audience is woman of color. Her target audience is not herself. And that is very, very much so like she's targeting. Like she is victimizing us because she has a target. So that being said, she's stranger danger. And that's why we want to show people what's really going on, because the people that are being attached to her opinion don't know what's going on.
And then you say allowed. You got to understand the powers behind what's being broadcasted on television and movies and in the music. It's an agenda. So when you say
Right.
when you say allowed, it's a pushed agenda. It's purposely done. And you
Right,
see,
because they could have us on TV. They could have us on TV right now,
right?
but
So
they don't.
you see
They could
how
have your ass on TV right now, but they don't.
and you see how it's breaking down the community and the families and the culture, because we're normalizing dysfunction from Tyler Perry, who's now a billionaire. And I go in on Tyler Perry all the time. Like, I
Oh,
think his
please
movies
don't
are
get me started.
trash.
100% trash.
Tyler I have to
Trash.
say this sometimes. Tyler Perry's movies are trash. His plays are trash. His BT sitcom shows, trash, poison, toxic. But who's watching it? Who's supporting it? Who made this man a billionaire? In Atlanta, when I lived in Buckhead, like, and they were saying he's gonna build like his. They love him in Atlanta, but all I'm saying is that Tyler Perry is one of those people who is promoting the stereotypes of Black people, right? And getting paid off of it. So when you say who allowed it, no, it's being promoted. People love to do this. They love to watch it. They love to entertain it. And if there's a market for it, people are going to continue to do it. So what needs to change is oh my God, I can't even talk. I'm so mad. The mind frames of people, because that's the only way people are going to stop buying it. They're not going to stop making it until people stop buying it. So that's what we're seeing. It's supply and
No, but the
demand.
thing is that it's out there for everybody. So even if we stop buying it, it's other people that like those things. People
It's
like to look at us a
not
certain type of way.
not the majority though. Like, if Tyler Perry didn't have us watching his movies, you really think other
Mm.
cultures are going out to sell out Tyler Perry? Have you ever been to a
You don't
Tyler
think people like
have you ever been to a Tyler Perry play? Unfortunately,
no,
I was dragged to one.
no.
Unfortunately, when he first came out, and when I tell you, it was nothing but people of color just laughing and cackling, and I'm like, this is trash. Like, who brought? Like, I was so mad.
Yeah,
Like,
to me it looked like blackface on black people.
it is blackface, and this is what I'm talking about. He's making fun of the culture and getting paid off of it, and then you're talking about who allowed it. No, it's an agenda, and people
So who allowed it?
the people that
You allowed it.
right, because the people that support and promote this, guess what? Those are the people that support this are the people at fault, because guess what? Now he's being promoted on all platforms, right? Now people are like, yeah, we need to have Tyler Perry movies. We need to have Tyler Perry plays. We need to put him on BET because you guys are watching it. You're the market. So we're the ones that are promoting it. We're the ones that are allowing it. Just like the rap music. Like, Cardi B got popular because we're buying her music.
Facts.
We're streaming these rappers.
Facts. And it's all detrimental to the community. All of it.
Yeah. Anyway, we this whole video was supposed to be about Derrick Jaxn, and I
It
think
is, but Derrick Jaxn is reflective of everything that we're talking about.
it's all toxic.
It's all toxic. Like him and her, they might come together and make a whole school whole time.
Yeah, somebody said, "What does Pearly do?" Culture vulture, a culture vulture. That's the best way I could
Poor
describe it.
girl, I don't ever watch her. She don't do nothing, honestly. She be embarrassing people. That's what she be doing. And then it's so crazy. Like she popped up the other day, and I was like, "Let me see what Cousin Pearl is talking about." And this girl was talking, and she said, "Hold on, hold on, hold on." And the girl was like, as if she was like a god. Like, I tell you, them people love just Pearly. Some people love her.
Bobby, you just came in here today with mm, 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 Um, yeah. To have,
Oh,
you
Oprah.
said,
I'm not a fan.
can, but, mm,
Bobby came in here trying to act like the way.
guess what, Bobby? Me and you, I've seen you on a few other platforms. Bobby, me and you, we actually have a very much of the same mentality a lot of times. And I don't want you to come late on this and misunderstand what we're talking about. Cause maybe you
Right,
misunderstand
like
me. Like I really nah.
it has nothing to do with that. That's not the point. I mean, for me, you know what I'm saying? I think we're on the same page that way. We don't care if she would have came up there blue. She could have came up there blue with a big afro. But the main thing is she's never been married.
Right.
She's not married right now. She wasn't married yesterday. She's not engaged to be married tomorrow. She My understanding of Just Pearly is that she's a single woman who just got broken up with by the angry man, that which is a black character. Well, I shouldn't call him I mean, he is a character. He's supposed to be like a internet personality. The angry man, if you know who he is. She was in a relationship with him, and now she's pandering to the community that she knows how to get you married, but she don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I say that's what we're saying. Derrick Jaxn got support. That's how we started. You weren't here, Bobby, in the beginning. That's how we started the video, to say that Derrick Jaxn is getting support from us. We're the problem supporting this, and we're trying to tell women what to look out for, the red flags, so we stop promoting these men that need to just be clipped.
Correct.
That need to be clipped. So we're saying the same thing. I mean, I'm with you, girl. Do we have a wrap up and a close? Because I know we both got stuff to do. We've been on this thing for 2 hours.
Which is crazy because I didn't even think we was gonna get
I
that
didn't think we was
far.
gonna be on here
You
2 hours.
see how it is? Okay. So, okay. So let me get on my thoughts. Okay, well, I believe that it is important for women to take advice from the people that are doing the things that they want to do. So, my closing remarks would be, why are you putting stuff up?
Because it's funny.
Like, and you know what? And I will. You better believe it. That's a daily. That's it. Wait, whole time, right? That's a daily habit. And you know what? Thank you for that, Mr. Bobby. Because if
Definitely
we
will.
were definitely will. The way these people, the way you guys was trying to act today, come on now. Like, we have to be realistic. It's just so crazy. Like, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone at one point because it was like all the men are saying stop wearing makeup, and then they're like, you are pretty, so you, and it's like, I didn't say it. That's not even me. So what I'm gonna say, I didn't say none of that. You didn't say that either.
The men,
So,
girl, whew, this is an interesting one.
this was a very interesting one. So I'm so excited that you made it to this part of the video as you are watching right now. So my closing remarks is,
I'm crying.
tap in,
I gotta mute.
tap. See, and thank you, because that's the perfect example of how we need to just shut up and keep still as a woman. If you need to take a moment to be quiet with yourself, you have to know when you're supposed to do that. So I think one of the greatest takeaways that anybody watching should know is sometimes you got to be quiet. And while you're being quiet, just exercise self-awareness. Keep your mind busy with self-awareness. Balance. I don't know why you're laughing so hard, but be self-aware. You know, if a man is telling you he doesn't like the cheeks out the back, it's because he genuinely doesn't like the cheeks out the back. Everybody is looking at women with cheeks out the back. I'm looking. Everybody is looking because the cheeks are out the back, and it's so astonishing. Everybody is looking at women that have a lot of makeup on because it's so interesting to see all that beauty and wondering what's behind it. So everybody has eyes, everybody will use their eyes. That being said, bring something to your life that is going to allow you to be able to be more attractive, that has nothing to do with your body, because all of us age, all of us change how we want to look, you know what I'm saying? Everybody changes, even their type, but who you are in the core is what allows you to be, you know, attached, and what allows you to grow with somebody. So let's just be more self-aware.
Oh man. I'm sorry. Very, very good. Thank you. Very good points. We're wrapping up.
Yo, Snuggles, let me tell you something. If you're gonna do this type of stuff, you need to come in the beginning of the show, because
Yeah.
you
You
missed
missed
out.
the whole
You and
beginning.
Aunt Helen took your place this morning, and that's not fair to you, because we know
It's not
Snuggles
fair to you.
holds it down. We know Snuggles is gonna come with the smoke.
He said with the cheeks with the cheeks out the back, I'm lost.
You don't know what the cheeks out the back. Y'all just want me to say that. That's what it is. You know how people be trying to make you say stuff again and then like they don't know. Listen, you know.
Nah, he don't
We all
know.
know.
He don't know. What you mean by that?
What now? You don't know either.
I
Them
just
people
want
know.
you just gotta say it. I'm just like, how do you mean?
With the cheeks, with the when you have the cheeks out, when the buttocks is exposed
When your butt's hanging out, like
inappropriately.
okay. I thought that's what you meant.
So you trying to act like you didn't know the whole
No, I
time
knew what
too?
you meant. I'm just playing with you. I know what you meant. But
Cause I'm like,
I
come
know
on
what you meant. I'm
now.
just playing with you. But somebody said if someone disagrees with you, what do you do? What do you mean, Snuggles? Like we just disagree with half the things you said. So what? Like life goes on. Like we talk about it and we move on. What are you talking about? What
Snuggles!
what are you
Shout out to
talking about? Like
Snuggles!
what do you think we're gonna do? Like I'm confused.
Snuggles,
What?
good.
Why?
That's good to disagree, because then we get to talk it out together and learn and
Yes.
grow.
That's common sense. Like you already know that. You're just trolling at this point because
That's what she do every time. And then she gonna be like, no, I'm being
I'm
so
positively
serious.
sure this is not a woman.
Oh,
Snuggles, Snuggles, are you a man or a woman? You have to tell us
no
before we do.
matter what Snuggles says, that
I
is a
have to know.
woman.
I have to know. Oh, see,
I
I ain't
don't
say that.
care.
I ain't say all that, Snuggles. I just wanted to know if you were a
Listen,
man or a
the
woman.
vibe is extremely feminine.
I want to know, Snuggles. See, he said he really didn't know.
Okay, it's with the cheeks out the back. Like you go to Miami, when you go to Miami, everybody got the cheeks out the back. That's a perfect clue.
Here we
When
go.
you go,
Here we go. Here we go. And this is what social media does to people. This is what social media does to people. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Like,
no,
and this is why I say
no. So, but
don't
that's a
believe.
terminology.
This is why I say don't believe social media. Like Derrick Jaxn. Just because he presents well on social media and he may dress the part and sound intelligent, that doesn't mean you believe what the man says. Like just because a person says something on social media doesn't make it true. It doesn't mean that you should listen to it and follow these people's direction. You need to really see the results of what they're talking about. Like don't just listen because it sounds
Right.
good. What are we talking about here? Like he making me forget what my clothes was. Because what are you talking about?
Man, Snuggles, I don't care what y'all talk about until that's the whole woman.
No, I don't.
Snuggles is a character.
I disagree. I don't think you need to stop talking to somebody just because you disagree. I've never met a person in my life that I agree with every single thing they say ever. Wanaki and I, we do not agree on everything. So
No, we don't.
with your logic, we would not be friends. So
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense. I think that's the problem with people. They have this group think where they think they could only be around people that think exactly like them, and they wonder why they never grow and progress in life because they have this mentality. No, just because you don't agree, you debate, you talk about it, you work it out,
Yeah.
and at the end, you may have a new perspective or not. So what? You still have the conversation. It's still something to think
And
about.
that's the key part. And that's the difference between having a mature relationship and having a
Mm-hmm.
mature conversation or not, because just exactly what you said is perfect, because sometimes we disagree, and then we talk, and then one of us is like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying, and we're able to adapt and grow from that moment. What you put up here smirking? Oh, it's the same thing.
I'm
Oh
just
no, but
reading the comments.
and then every time these
Thank
people
you,
be
Bobby.
saying, shout out, okay, peace, okay, yeah, I think I'm Mr. Bobby. I think if you were to listen to the whole show, it would be more logical to you how we ended up here. Truly.
Yeah, because we did veer off way off topic today. I'm not gonna lie, but we was having fun because she had me rolling today. She was turned up today, y'all. So y'all gotta watch it from the beginning if you didn't see it. You know
Ooh.
what I really wish you would do though. When you do that, you be like, you be reading the comments like this with your eyes like that. Can you when you do that? Can you do it out loud so we could actually hear you reading it? Like I'm just saying, like when you do
Sure.
that, yeah, because it would help.
Sure. You know why? Because people be saying stuff and I be like having the logic through it. Okay, nah. Y'all see what men deal with when we talk to the material woman, but then this is my fault because us men need to look past the deception of our eyes. I'm I don't know what that is.
The programming. Okay.
Defragging the pro. What's defragging?
Defragging the programming. I think I see what you're
That might be a
saying.
typo. Is that a typo?
I don't know, but I think I see his
But I get
overall.
what he's saying.
Yeah, I see
I
his
do get what he's
overall.
saying. No, I do. And that's why I be so passionate about it because it's so crazy. And not only is it crazy, but it's really embarrassing because then people see me and they think that I'm like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you carry on, the responsibility of the behaviors of other people just because of the way that you look. And we're very visual. That's why in this world we use our eyes for so much.
Yeah, you ain't got to stop to read. I'm just posting.
I'll be trying to know what's going on. So yeah, so that's what's so interesting. And I do agree because for me, I don't even want a modern woman, material woman around me because you can't tell from afar who is a fool.
I agree. Okay, defragging. Thank you for
Removing
giving
the
us.
errors.
Yeah,
Thank you.
removing
Word of
his
the
programming.
day.
Yeah, that's all right.
Word of the day. Defragging. Removing the errors. I appreciate that because I at one point thought that might be a typo, so I do appreciate that. Thank you for that. Who is that person? Blaxicon. Yes, that's why. That's why. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why you knew that. That's why you trying to tell us. Thank you. I love it. I love learning.
But I love that he's taking accountability and talking about how he needs to remove his programming and that he's going after deception.
Ooh.
He's talking honestly about what he needs to work on. And that's what we don't see in social media streets. We see people blaming the other person all the time. Well, you lied to me. You did this. You did that. No
And we saw it
accountability.
today. We
And this
saw it today in
and
the
and
show.
and this is what this show is about. Derrick Jaxn's wife, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, taking accountability for marrying that type of man that had all of those red flags. It was like, and you still married that man.
I had to mute myself because nobody knows her name.
I really don't remember. Mrs. Jackson?
Not anymore.
You don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, I'm not laughing because maybe they could work it out. Maybe.
You know what? Just because you sign a paper doesn't mean that you have an agreement.
Facts. Yeah.
And it's just so sad how I don't even want to keep going because now after the 2 hour mark,
Yeah,
you
we gotta
start
go,
saying
y'all.
anything.
I
Yeah,
know.
after the 2 hour mark, you just be ready to let Auntie Helen and Snuggles take it over.
Last question I'm gonna answer from you, Snuggles. It depends. Like,
let me tell you something about Snuggles. Snuggles comes on the live, and I'm sure this is something that Snuggles does to multiple people. It's not just us. It's not just us.
no, it's not just
Okay,
us.
Snuggles. I really want you to find a hobby, and I really want you to find
This
other
is the
people.
hobby. This YouTube is a hobby. What are you talking about?
You know what? And you know what? And you're right.
This
And you're
is
right.
what this is
So
the
you know
hobby.
what? I'm just the way we started with Snuggles, I'm gonna end with Snuggles. Shout out to Snuggles.
You're not
That's all
reading
I
it
got for
out. You're
Snuggles.
not reading it out.
Oh,
I
I'll
don't
do it
know.
again. Okay. So
I'm crying. You
Derek
really making me
says,
cry today. This is the funniest video I've done with you thus far.
for
Like
real?
you've made me
Well,
laugh
I'm not a
really
comedian.
hard. No, you made me laugh really hard today. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay, so the Black Rooster says, yes, it's called shadow work. We have to take accountability. Why are you laughing at how I'm reading it?
I'm not.
Why are
I'm
you
just laughing. I'm laughing at you in general. It has nothing to do with how you're reading it. Oh my god. I think she frozen, so I'm gonna read it for y'all. Yes, it's called shadow work. We have to take accountability for our errors and make
Oh no.
improvements. And I'm ultimately,
Thank you, because
wait,
I
I
froze.
am ultimately the blame. No one makes me do anything I don't allow. It all starts in the mind. Thank you. That is a great point, and that's exactly what we're talking about: self accountability.
Thank you, Black Rooster.
That's a
And
fact.
Black Rooster, you know what? Tap in, Black Rooster. We need that type of logic around, because the way they be trying to eat us alive in the comments with like anything,
Anything.
anything.
On all platforms:
Like,
Instagram, TikTok, everything.
correct. At Wanaki Halima at Balancing Codes. So, and I know at one point we were trying to do my closing remarks. So let's tap back into the
Yes,
closing
we've
remarks
been trying to close, but she's
at
funny today.
333.
Oh,
I
it's a
appreciate
333. Remember at 111 earlier when we were talking at 111 and we're closing at I like that close. That's cool. I ain't mad at the numbers. They gonna be like,
I'm not right.
y'all into the numbers, numerology. What is that? Go ahead.
We could do a whole nother live on that. Let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
because once you start understanding numerology,
You can't
you have
unsee it.
another level. Yeah, you
You
have
can't
another level
unsee
of
it.
life. It's another level of life. You start understanding other things around you. Everything starts making more sense. So I appreciate everybody that was conversating with us. Special shout out to the people that be trying to troll. And I appreciate the whole conversation, because these are conversations that need to be had. And shout out to Derrick Jaxn's future ex-wife. Um, and I hope whatever ventures that she has moving forward, that this experience is something that she learns from, and that it is not in vain, and that other women can learn from it as well. And even men, because any woman that is not going to respect herself enough to walk away from you treating her badly, y'all deserve each other.
I'm kind of mad at that you put your seatbelt back on and you just sat there.
I had put my seatbelt back on because Aunt Helen had me spinning around in the car like a tornado, and I had to make sure that I kept still. That's really like what really happened, because she was. Whew.
I have a question. Okay, like if you know that people are like breaking up, right? And you see they delete each other's pictures and they unfollow each other on social media, and it's been like a few weeks or whatever. Is it wrong to slide in a DM? Nah, because like when Megan Good and her husband divorced, like women were asking me that, and I'm like, shoot your shot, like if that's what you want to do.
It's like a weird word to use.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong is a weird word to use, because if it's two single people, who cares? But that person is not ready to be in a relationship, so you're setting yourself
I
up for
said the same. I
sabotage.
said the same thing. Okay.
So it's
Nice.
not. It's the wrong is. You know what I mean? Wrong is not the right word. Like, is it healthy? No. Is it wrong? No. Like, what type of sabotage are you willing to put up with? That's really what that is.
He said, "I'm not a troll." Okay, fine. He gave you the
Oh,
mad
I didn't
face.
think. Oh, no. You're not a troll. And that's facts. I wasn't referring to you as a troll. Let me tell you. I don't know if you was here the whole time, but there was some clear trolls.
There's some
I don't
trolls
think
today.
that. Yeah, I don't think that you're. I don't want to say your name wrong. Is it Try Baby? I don't want to say it wrong, but you're not a troll, and I was not referring to you as a troll. So, don't think that you're a troll. I appreciate what you say because you always tap in with some value. Now, if we wanna, since we're being very direct today, if you want to talk about trolls, we're talking about Helen. We're talking about Snuggles.
Snuggles is a
People
troll.
like that. People like that are trolls. Like people that ask questions and interact, like you, Mr. Bobby. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other people that were interacting. Should shout out to you as well if I didn't mention you by name. But there was mainly two trolls, and you were not one of them.
And on
For
that note,
sure.
I appreciate everyone being here. And yes,
You
if
didn't
you,
give your closing remarks, and you
I was
you
about
you did
to.
answer. Oh,
I was
I
about
apologize.
to. No, you're good. So the cool thing is, people are asking if they could reach out to us. Yes, I say all the time, my DMs are wide open. Wanaki will say her DMs are semi open. So be mindful. She is in a very very healthy, happy situation. I mean, relationship that is a
Ooh,
strong.
I'm trying to do me
No,
like a
no, no, no. I was gonna say situation, but then I was like, nah, relationship. Let me clarify. Because you know
situation.
how people would take that all out of context.
And
So,
then
but
now my DMs is out of
yeah, right. So I
control.
had to clarify. I was gonna say very strong situation, but no, a very strong relationship. So be careful. You could only DM her about business. Me, no, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. Nah. Let me not do that. Cause let me not do that.
Right.
Nah, let me not do
And
that.
then
No, that's not.
you
That's
never know. You never know. You might meet your dream man in a DM. You never know. You never know. Are you serious?
Are you serious right now?
Yes. You don't think that should be the next time? You don't think you could meet somebody online?
I meet people online all the time.
Why are you making that face? They
Cause
just can't be in your DM. They got to be in the group chat.
I
What?
didn't say that. How you know I didn't already meet my dream man?
Okay. I don't know. You're correct. You're absolutely correct. I don't know.
You
Whole
telling these
time.
people, these 10 people on here. Well, who's on here?
Not 10. Listen, shout out to the 10 people on
Shout out
live.
to the 15 y'all was holding strong with us. Shout out to y'all. That's been cool. And hopefully you guys watch it later too, because we gotta get a
Ooh.
what?
Yo, shout out to the 5 women that look like Cousin Pearl walking past my car smoking. Okay?
Ugh. Ugh. I
Vape,
can't do it still
straight
smoking.
vaping. Straight everybody. It was a smoke around me. I thought it was a fog the whole time.
Okay, my closing remarks are again, don't ignore red flags. People like Derrick Jaxn, they may present well on social media, but look at the results of their life. Look to see if their actions are matching their words. That was his issue. He was saying a lot of stuff he wasn't living. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
not look at how somebody presents. You have to look to see if their actions are truthful. That's how you have to really qualify people, not by what they say, but what they do, how they behave, how they live, how they treat others. Are they respectful? All of that is important. So that's the things you should focus on. Never listen to what people are saying. Watch their actions, watch what they do, how they spend their money, how they spend their time, what their interests are. Those are the things that matter. How they present themselves to the world. Are they trying to pander to women? Are they only bashing men? If that's the case, I would stay away from those people. So that's just things to look out for. Um, there is somebody that I do watch on YouTube that I do like sometimes. I like Tony Gaskins sometimes because I love that he's married and I love that he gives good advice coming from being a married man. But sometimes I think he could be too one-sided in the sense of like with his wife he'll be like, oh, she just didn't understand anything about sex when we got together, so that's why we had sex before marriage, but you guys shouldn't have sex before marriage, as if his wife is like different from other women. And that's the only thing where I'm like, Tony, listen, like, because then
You're
a
right
woman
about it.
But no, because another woman that has sex before marriage, he'll be like, she's a fast woman or something. He says it in his own terminology. But then his wife,
Well,
who
you like them.
but his wife who did the same thing, he's like, oh, she just wasn't taught about sex. So you think all these other women were taught by their parents about sex? No, they weren't. So don't put somebody on a pedestal and make them different from everybody else. That's the only thing I didn't like about what he says. But everything else about his dating advice and red flags and what to look for in men is pretty good advice.
Okay, well, that's good to hear.
I'm just saying. So if you want to
Listen,
listen to somebody like Tony Gaskin, who's been married for a very long time, and his wife seems very satisfied. So listen to people like that. I'm just saying.
yeah. I
That's
don't
that's.
even know who that is, so I'm not even gonna. I
I
don't
might
have
have
no
to.
opinion.
I'll post like a video under this of
I think
him
I've
alone.
heard the name, but I don't know him to be like, oh,
He's pretty big. He's pretty big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard that. Definitely heard the name.
Yes, happy holidays to you too. But we're gonna be back way before the holidays, and I don't think either one of
Way
us
before that.
really celebrate these holidays. But happy holidays to you though, because
See, that's a whole different life. That's a whole.
that's a
Now
whole
everybody's
nother life.
confused. Now everybody's confused. Like, what do you mean? Whole time?
Not
Wow.
everybody. We got some people that vibe with us that they ain't celebrating
Let me tell you.
pagan holidays either.
Let me tell you right now. Auntie Helen is confused, and Snuggles. They're like, what? What do you mean? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
On that note, I hope that you guys have a great Saturday. When's our next live?
It would have been after this, but this was 8 hours long. So if you could just send this one to me. No, there's no way. There's no way. Just send this to me. There's no way in the world. There's no way in the universe. I'm ready for the next thing.
You're right. It was supposed to be like that.
No, that's okay. That is perfectly fine.
Right.
So just send me this when you can, and I guess the next one. Well, we could do Monday. Monday is the next one.
Monday's the woman panel.
Exactly. That's
We're
what I'm
gonna
talking
have
about.
all types of women, spiritual women, and we're gonna talk about the hierarchy of needs. That's our topic Monday. Monday's gonna be lit.
Monday is gonna be incredible.
I love when women come together. It's gonna be a really good live on Monday night.
Monday is gonna be incredible.
We got some heavy hitters coming too, actually.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a part of the panel. So I thank you for thinking of me, because I think that it's going to be a very, very valuable conversation for our community and for women as a community.
Girl, it's gonna be so good, and we're gonna all be dressed up. We're all gonna wear makeup on Monday, y'all.
Auntie Helen, I'm gonna have on. Come and see what I got on, Auntie Helen. Whole time. Whole time. No, she did not. Come on,
you don't think she
did not. No, she want to see how many times we say her name now, because that's all the attention she got all week.
Girl, you right. You right.
I know. That's why I'm shouting her out, because she a vibe.
Oh man, but
she a whole vibe. So Auntie Helen, shout out to everybody. Make sure you follow at Wanaki Halima, especially Auntie Helen.
You got me really crying today. Like whatever kind of coffee you had today.
I didn't have any. Oh, you know what I did have?
What did you have today? Because that's what I need. Whatever you had today, I need some of that. Because you hype.
I had a cold pressed juice.
Okay.
With pineapple juice.
Hey.
Sorry, no, let me stop.
Pineapple juice does.
Why are you laughing?
It has funny.
Grapefruit juice, elderberry, and zinc, and it does have supplement vitamin D3 in it. And I took all of my supplements this morning on time.
Okay.
Including fenugreek. No, let me stop playing. Them people gonna be like, "Who is this?"
Did you have fenugreek? Fenugreek is great for your hair, though.
I take fenugreek every day. Oh, it's great for way more than that. Let me tell you, as a doula, I recommend it. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for womb health, for
Mm.
fertility, for womb health, if you're having a scent that you can't get rid of and they're
Mm-hmm.
telling you that you don't have an infection, fenugreek will make you smell sweet, and it'll help you if you're having any dry spells. It helps with
I
that
was
as
gonna say
well.
slippery. You know that song? I was about to play that song because it really does do that. How do we know? How do we know? Because we used.
I take fenugreek every day. Okay. So
Listen,
yeah.
it's like with the maca root, like it'll get you way too. You like I had to
Ooh.
stop taking it because it's so potent. Like you'll be very
You said you
much.
had to stop
I
taking it.
did because it makes you. How do I
I
say
know
it?
it.
How do I say it?
You
PG.
don't. You
How
don't.
do how
You
you
gotta
say it?
say it on
PG.
Patreon. You gotta say
Yeah,
it on
you're right. I
Patreon.
can't even
You
say
gotta
it on
say it on
here.
Patreon, and y'all gotta pay the subscription fee because I'm not about to be. Listen, I'm a
It puts you in
spiritual
a
woman.
very sexual mood.
It's pro life. It's pro creation. That's what it is.
Procreation.
Pro. It's
And this
pro
is what I
family.
mean. We have the herbs from the earth here already. You don't need a doctor. You need a herbalist. Because I'm telling
You
y'all,
need
you
a
get some,
herbalist.
you get the right herbs. You'd be surprised at what your body could do, of what your mind could do. Mm,
Let
mm.
me tell you something, Auntie Helen. You get that fenugreek and them cranberry pills, and you shut up.
Right. Nobody cares about your face after
You
that.
ain't even gotta worry about no makeup, right? That's what I was
Right.
gonna
You
say.
be
You ain't
winning
even
after
gotta
that.
worry.
Why you gonna be laughing like this?
Cause you know what it is? It be the vibe. That's why I told you. Let's just feel the vibe. Like, you know.
Helen, take her advice because I'm telling you, she
What?
not.
And I'm a certified full spectrum doula. I'm out here helping women.
Yeah.
Man,
Mm, mm.
trust and believe.
You done got us at 2:20. All right. On that note, because I know you got things to do. This is gonna be on both of our pages, and
Has to be.
you're
Has
so
to
funny.
be.
It's been
No, this was a
hilarious.
good time. I appreciate spending some of my Saturday with you, of course, and with Snuggles, Auntie Helen, Try Baby. Some people was out here. What was it? Black,
Lexicon.
and somebody else had. It looked like Black Moor, but it wasn't Black Moor. It was something similar to that. They
Oh,
was yeah, they had some very great, valuable comments. I appreciate that. We appreciate people that participate because we're not trying to talk to ourselves or just each other.
yeah.
You know. Well, let's not, because then now we're gonna be on 3 hours, and then my man gonna be like, "Where you at? Where
I
you
know.
okay?"
Yeah. So I love that we're ending this live now because we're gonna end it on 222. So thank you
Okay,
guys.
good, good.
Thank you guys for watching with us, for hanging with us, and we'll be back Saturday. We're going to be back Monday, but we're here every single Saturday. So that's what you guys have to watch out for. Monday night, the women's panel is going to be amazing, beautiful,
Oh yeah.
intelligent, spiritual woman coming through. So please tap in for that. I think it's at 7 or 7:30. You'll see it
It
listed.
might be 7:30. Yeah.
I think it's 7:30, but you'll see it listed. But shout out to y'all. Be safe. Peace and love.
Peace.